Hello? Can you guys hear me? Hello? Hello, hello. How's it going, guys? What up, Star? And I can hear you. Hell yeah, dude. Okay. So, I've been away for a few days. I know. Let me just tweet out that I'm live real quick. Um, I've been away for a few days. So some stuff has happened over those past few days. I was away because I went to go see like an art exhibit in DC, and then I didn't want to stream on Sunday, so I just didn't. So, um, Mr. Enter's video. I heard that came out. I don't even know who he is, but what else did I say I was gonna cover today? Pull up my little thing here. Brad Taste and other weird stuff. Cartoon reviewer. A failed cartoon and book and spurging like a Kiwi farmer at cartoons. Interesting. I'm excited to hear you rip into Mr. Enter because his career is laughable. I was thinking we might want to watch like the piece that Turkey Tom did on him first, and then do like and then watch the video. What do you guys think? Also, hi Payne, how's it going? He got involved with the Rebecca and Nekopon situation. I have no idea who Mr. Enter is, but I'm here for it anyways. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Okay. And I have a notification. Just 1 second. Chat. Chat. What is going on? Okay. How are you guys doing today, by the way? I cannot wait for Enter to defend a fat, miserable boomer and Amber Heard 2.0. Well, look, you guys are gonna hate me for this one, but I was an Amber Heard defender, back when all that was going down. But anyways, Turkey Tom's older video, that one was pretty bad. Really? Somebody linked Turkey Tom's video on Mr. Enter, and I was gonna go over that. Yeah, the turning red thing shot his YouTube credibility in the toilet. How dare turning red movie not mention 9/11 guy? Oh, that's so fucking funny. Hi, I talked to you in DMs. I'm Neko. I talked to you in DMs a couple days ago. Thank you for hearing my side of the story. I was actually crying when I was telling you privately. It was a lot to revisit to explain to you. No problem. Just for future reference, guys, I am not your therapist. I don't mind the occasional message if it's like for content ideas, but I am not your friend and I am not your therapist. So don't rely on me for any emotional what's it called, stability, okay? I'm barely emotionally stable myself. So we're you know, just letting you guys know. What do you think about Lazyhead platforming Endo? I don't care about platforming. I don't know who Lazyhead is though. Stars, how do you beef with Brad? He seems so chill him out. I'm so curious about this. You'll see. You'll see. Lazy Bedhead was given information on Endo by Kuma's friends, but rejected it. Interesting. She's like a weirdo SJW who virtue signals a lot. Interesting. I'm so tired of Liodrama, but people that don't know what they're talking about keep sticking their nose in it. Mr. Enter did take a pot shot at you, though, so go nuts. Yeah. Thanks again, your server's awesome. No problem. But again, I will remind ArtCom people, guys, my community is not a safe space. If you start trauma dumping in it, people will probably make fun of you. We are not, like, it is not a safe space. We have people of a wide variety of political views in there, from right wing to left wing, and pretty much everybody's pretty edgy regardless. So, yeah. Base, thank you for the disclaimer. I just want you guys to know, because I know ArtCom can be a little bit, what's it called? There's a lot of padding around your guys' communities, and I don't have that in mind, so. Okay. He takes 3 pot shots, and I had to laugh each time because it was the same thing in each one, really? Interesting. Oh, also, hi, Dr. JW. How are you doing? Hi, Rare Popo. Hello, Twitch chatters. Is Endo what people smoke while they're rolling down the street, sipping on gin and juice? I wish. I wish. And you know, I don't like to deny people's stories. That's not something I like to do, you know? Like, I took the Amber Heard side in that whole case because I found her story to be legitimate enough, you know? I know it's unpopular. So, like, when it comes to those kinds of stories, I don't like to deny things. But Endo's story just does not make any sense to me, and Endo did not present any evidence for the claims that they were making, you know? Stardust, give Enter a good throttle for me. His VOD was absolutely shit. I can't wait to watch it. Endo's more full of shit than Amber Heard. Stardust, probably. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I've seen your videos, but this is my first live stream I've been to. Hell yeah, dude. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Bro took more shots at people than Kendrick did on Control. Oh my gosh. But yeah, this is like the most true thing that's ever been said. Endo's more full of shit than Amber Heard. Stardust, probably. Yes. Absolutely. Another streamer, I think, named Malcolm was giving you shit for milking art commentary content. I know Malcolm. Malcolm and I are friends. Malcolm doesn't agree with everything that I do, and that's okay. That's okay. Thank you for becoming a sponsor, by the way, Pudgy. My dog is called Endo. He is a good dude. What's all this? I didn't know he made videos or told lies. Damn. I saw Akuma's vid on Mr. Enter. Yeah, I was appreciative of the guy who was like, I don't particularly like Stardust, but why would you even go at her? You know, it was pretty good. Yeah. That was pretty good. Okay, so let me pull this up. I'm going to pull up Turkey Tom's video. I know some people don't like it, but I'm just trying to get a... Oh, no, not Turkey Tom. Sorry. It is June's... King June, I think is his name. We're gonna watch that, okay? So we're gonna watch King June's video on Mr. Enter, and then we'll watch Mr. Enter's video, okay? Because I don't know who this guy is. I've never seen him before. And I'm gonna put it on 1.25 speed, I think. June the King. Yeah, that's what it is. Money for you, Stardust. Thank you, NC Creators Corner. Stardust, are you gonna watch Lio Convoy's vid reacting to Mr. Enter's Turning Red review? Maybe. I'll think about it. And Mr. Enter is still salty at Turkey Tom for making bad videos on him when Tom was 17. Damn. Okay. Just a
The
second.
mysterious Mr. Enter is best described as a cartoon reviewer that started.
Sorry, 1 second. Why is this not working? There we go. There we go. All right. Oh. Also, hi, leader. How's it going? Okay. Why is this window so big? It doesn't need to be this big. All right. I'm doing great, leader. I'm doing great. Okay, so we're gonna watch this. Yes, I know Malcolm has been you guys said Malcolm didn't like me milking art commentary. I get it. I'm not trying to milk art commentary, to be honest. I've been trying to get away from it forever, but somebody took shots at me. So we're gonna watch this, okay? No offense to you guys. I like you guys. I like the community. I like you guys. You're very vocal. You're very energetic. You make me feel young. So I do like that about you guys. But the drama itself is like, good God, I am so tired. I'm so done with this, you know? So anyways, let's watch June the King's video on the mysterious Mr. Enter, okay? And I'm going to put it on 1.25 speed. And then we will watch Mr. Enter's video, okay? Maybe 1.5 speed, actually. So. Cool, cool. It's clear Enter didn't watch Stardust, Omnia, Akumu, Kumo, etc.'s videos, and probably just heard about them from Endo. That's true. Just as a forewarning, Enter's videos are typically poorly audio balanced. I suggest turning on closed captioning with them to follow along if you need to. Thank you for that. I might need a reminder when we get to that video. This ain't even milking. I like watching videos with others to listen to people talking about it instead of watching alone. That's true. Hi, Kumo. Oh, yeah, that's true. I have to watch Kumo's debate with Lio as well. Okay, Kumo, I promise I'm going to watch your debate with Lio at some point, okay? I will try... can you link it to me, actually, Kumo? Yeah, like, actually, it probably is already in our DMs. Let me see. Hi, Obscured Titan. I'm doing great. How are you? Let me see. Let me see. Oh, here's our DM. I get like a million DMs. Okay. Probably in our DMs. Okay. Endo leaked their DMs with Omnia and Linlin's video on Omnia. That's so funny. Okay. Kick chat is dead. Prove me wrong. I'm sorry, Jesus Cow, but I'm here and I appreciate you, okay? I appreciate you, Jesus Cow. Even if there's nobody else in the Kick stream. Jesus Cow is Kick's, or Stardust Kick Channel's strongest warrior.
The mysterious Mr. Enter is best described as a cartoon reviewer that started off reviewing My Little Pony Friends with Magic, then moving to reviewing general animation. He reviewed...
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense that he was a My Little Pony reviewer. Let me put this on 1.2. Actually, let me just... 1 second, guys. 1 second. Let me enable skip silence. And then I'll do 1.25 speed. Okay. All right. Hi, worst of the internet. Tell Jesus Cow to give up on Kick. I don't want to give up on it because it seems like it's growing, but, you know. I do want to start streaming on Twitter again, but I've forgotten how. I used to do it, and then I disabled it, and now I can't figure out how to do it again. Also, friend of the internet, not friend of the internet, friend of the show, worst of the internet, is in the chat, guys. Go give worst of the internet a follow or a subscribe, okay?
Animated media, but mostly focuses on animation targeted towards children. In contrast to the innocuous subject matter, his controversial opinions and overambitious projects perpetually shift the focus to him, with each misstep spawning an abundance of videos critiquing him. While he is known for his track record of abandoned projects, even those that he dedicates himself to.
Dude, this is so fucking true. Kumo says Mr. Enter looks like Star Giant's blood relative. Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie, Kumo. When I saw the picture of Mr. Enter, I thought it was Star Giant. That, like, for real, for real. Like, I was like, yo, what the fuck? Yeah.
Like trying to create a children's cartoon just attracts more attention. Because of all this and more, he's an easy target for both established content creators and
Worst of the Internet has a new stream tonight scheduled. Ooh, interesting. Okay. What time is that at?
critics that have their own noteworthy infighting and other aspects that reveal their own tomfoolery. And though Mr. Enter's channel peaked in popularity several years ago, his older comments on the pandemic and recent criticisms involving the animated movie Turning Red not taking into account 9/11 keeps onlookers interested today.
This film takes place less than a year after the September 11th terrorist attack.
An interview with the mysterious Mr. Enter, his lengthy history of controversial actions, the circus that those actions bring, and his most strange detractors will be covered in the rise and fall.
You know, I personally don't think a child's movie needs the 9/11 thing unless it's like central to the plot. Like if you're making a child's movie from the perspective of like I don't know, somebody who is affected by that, like it would make more sense, but like I'm not going to think too hard about it. It's a kids movie, you know? At 7, but it will be all Amberlynn Reed crap. Okay.
Of the mysterious Mr. Enter. But before we get into the video, I'd like to thank Semper for sponsoring this video, who sent me these 3 fragrances and these 3 capsules. As for what Semper
nice.
is, it's a subscription service where you can find your own fragrance profile. Whether you're a beginner or someone that knows a lot.
I'm gonna fast forward. I would not expect June the King to look like that, but that's cool.
Project. But lengthy text review. HRRPG. He deleted this channel. But for everyone, gameplay.
Sorry.
Is very sharp. So if you're interested in Sempered, use my coupon code JUNE55 for 55% off at Sempered. It's just a little over $7 for first month, and it's available in the—
Oh, let's not forget the setting for Turning Red is in Canada. Really? Oh, that makes so much more sense. If it was, if the setting was in Canada, why the fuck would they include 9/11 in it? In a kid's movie? It makes more sense if it were the setting were in America, but like, what the fuck? I think terroristic attacks fit into a story about growing up and being your own person. They can be depending on the perspective, right? But it doesn't seem like that's the case in Turning Red, especially if it took place in Canada. Yeah, that's fucking lunacy to think that they needed to have 9/11 in that. So.
USA and Canada. Back to the video. While many today recognize the mysterious Mr. Enter as the online beginnings of Jonathan Rosansky, the truth is that though that is the YouTube channel that gained popularity, it was his 3rd attempt at a channel. The first channel dates all the way back to 2008 when the term YouTuber had not yet been realized, and various forms of videos made for the sole purpose of entertainment were sprawled across different competing video hosting websites alongside individual creators' own websites. One type of video genre that has excelled through the years and has seen several iterations has been the Let's Play genre, a simple concept of recording gameplay with the addition of creator commentary. The simplicity of the creation process and the slow but eventual monetization of YouTube videos made this genre of video, in terms of effort put in and money being made, became known as a ludicrous job that inspired many others to replicate the increasing success of creators in that genre. But for everyone else, consuming the content was good enough. And so, in around 2008, a 16-year-old Jonathan Rosansky created the channel Brovania for the purpose of subscribing to channels of interest like any other channel would. But a couple years later, found himself uploading his own Let's Plays that are now lost to time because he deleted this channel, as he did a second channel that he ran with a friend for the purpose of also producing Let's Plays. But YouTube wasn't his only portal of content creation. There also exists his old Brovania DeviantArt account that contains poetry and screenshots of a game. And not just any game. There are screenshots of Epic the Humorous RPG, a game, or more so a demo, that is about 2 hours in length, made using the official Hamster Republic role-playing game creation engine, or OHRRPGCE for short, and chose the engine simply because it was the easiest for him to use. On the download page of the game exist 2 reviews, one lengthy text review and another in the form of a comic strip, both citing the extensive tropes, even with the knowledge that the game was done as a parody of the RPG genre, works against the experience, and is much too difficult overall. These criticisms wouldn't be addressed as the game would cease development and thus is an unfinished project. But more important was not the quality of the game, it was that it showed where Rosansky was leaning, because as the game was made as a parody, meant that it was his first extensive and also tangible surviving form of online criticism. In a very indirect way, this was his first review, and gives us much insight to what happens next in many ways. Firstly, how he was transitioning around covering different aspects of gaming, starting with Let's Plays, then making his own game that pokes fun of the RPG genre, then with inspiration from popular existing content creators that largely
Mr. Enter's next video, why Peppa Pig is a fat-phobic fascist. You think so? Because I don't know, the impression I got from Mr. Enter seemed like he was a little bit more right-leaning, maybe? I don't know. People dunked on Enter for his take on turning red. Even Lio Convoy dunked on him. That's so fucking funny. Enter is centrist, I think. Oh, okay.
Review movies or games like Nostalgia Critic or the Angry Video Game Nerd helped establish a base for his next style, leaving video games altogether and further extracting the critic inside of him that materialized into the YouTube channel known as the Mysterious Mr. Enter. The name chosen partly to promote that he intended to keep his anonymity. As for the channel icon, it was a crudely drawn portrait seemingly developed using Microsoft Paint. Typical of a novice YouTuber, the thumbnails were rudimental, with a mix of no thumbnail where YouTube automatically uses a frame from the video as the thumbnail, or thumbnails that were seemingly developed entirely with Microsoft Paint yet again. Some of these solely because of the artwork would become infamously known. As for the reviews themselves, they were initially done on episodes of
Well, I mean, for the artwork?
entirely with Microsoft Paint yet again. Some of these solely because of the artwork would become infamously known. As for
Okay. What? Mr. Enter thinks cyberbullying and trolling are the same thing. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Like, what is this? Hello?
portrait seemingly developed using Microsoft Paint. Typical of a novice YouTuber, the thumbnails were rudimental, with a mix of no thumbnail where YouTube automatically uses a frame from the video as the thumbnail, or thumbnails that were seemingly developed entirely with Microsoft Paint yet again. Some of these solely because of the artwork would become infamously known. As for the reviews themselves, they were initially done on episodes of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, a 2010 series that quickly gained a fandom known as Bronies that
Of course he was a brony,
is a
right?
combination of bro and pony. The fandom itself has seen varying degrees of approval due to it being both sullied by infamous figures that express their zealous love for the show, and because of the contrast of intended audience and actual audience. As for Mr. Enter, his reviews garnered the attention of those that appreciated the show. It helped that in the first series of reviews, he showed a fair understanding of the style of Doug Walker and the critic genre he inspired, in that these reviews don't act complimentary to a viewing. Rather, they're summarizations of the episodes with commentary laid in, with sometimes a final review score.
Friendship isn't always fun, and it isn't always easy, but it's definitely something worth fighting for. For that moral alone, and Discord, this episode gets a gold.
As for the technical quality, even though many blame the simplicity of his editing to his dedicated usage of Windows Movie Maker, his microphone quality and random loud chirps, or even cutting off his own dialogue improperly when editing, became an increasing issue as his audience was increasing, but the issues were remaining.
What
Did I
the fuck? Dude, how the fuck? What? Okay, he's like exploding in growth, and like his signature becomes shitty audio and shitty like just shitty production quality. That's so fucking funny. That's his signature, is just shitty production. Wow. That's so fucking funny. What? Oh my god.
Dialogue get cut or something? Next, the main six come to a river filled with a current, caused by a dragon who is crying because he had half of his mustache cut off. It's okay. Not bad, but I'm probably not going to watch it anytime soon. And there are plenty of better episodes to introduce someone to the series.
But for the time being, it was more than
sounds so
acceptable,
horrible.
especially when his upload schedule of sometimes
He got almost 100k subscribers before getting any decent editing or background music. Bro, one thing I have told people over and over again is that audio is probably the most important part of a stream. Like, you can have the shittiest camera in the world. You can be streaming from a fucking potato, okay? And that's your camera. But you have to have your audio down. It has to be bearable, because the quickest way that people will leave your stream is when they can't stand your audio. If they can't stand the way that you sound, you will lose viewers very quickly. So I cannot believe this dude was getting 100k subscribers while having dog shit audio. It's so fucking funny. I mean, bronies are deranged, right? Like, or at least a decent amount of them. Not all of them. Some of them are fine, but there are a lot of decently deranged bronies, so it makes sense, right? You have to be a little bit of like a psychopath to be okay with really shitty audio, I feel. OMG Star, he's bled nearly 30k subs over the last 4 years. No, dude. How many of those subs do you think were bought? Honestly. Honestly, Stardust should be famous on Kick, maybe go on Just Stilk more. I'm banned. I don't really go in that space because I know that, like, it's the in thing to shit on Stardust in that space, and it's not really worth my time, you know? So, like, I don't want to reward people for being shitty to me. Hey, Star. Hi, chat. Hope you're doing well. Hello, don't smoke in bed. LOL, yeah, he bled 30k since 2020 because he was yelling at his fans and servers and giving some really bad takes on serious world issues. That's so fucking funny. You're not wrong because I'm Brony and I met chill ones and unhinged ones. It makes me laugh knowing there's a group of 30-year-old men out there who base their entire life around a show about colorful ponies who sing about friendship. Look, I was a fan of My Little Ponies when I was a kid, you know? And I loved the My Little Pony dolls because they were so cute. They were so pretty. I loved getting those, like, My Little Pony dolls. I did not realize, as an adult, that there was a community of full-grown adults that were My Little Pony fans. I thought, oh, that's interesting. And then I like realized that, like, it's all men, and I was like, oh, well, it's a little bit weird, but okay. Like, what the fuck? So. Does anyone remember that time he went "Do not ping me ever" when some kid pinged him to say they loved his videos? It's actually really funny. Actually, what's ironic about this recent video is that he's pandering to the people who've been trying to cancel him even before the Turning Red controversy. That's so funny. Wow, dude. Yeah, it's a popular show with men, yet it's targeted at young girls. It's like Pokemon, but it's popular with adults. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Yeah, yeah.
Video a day. But this also varied widely as his channel would sometimes not see a video for nearly a month. As for growth, he reached about 50 subscribers 4 months after his first review. A journey that revealed more than just technical issues he had to address, because select videos were being taken down due to copyright claims. Different methods were tested in trying to avert the YouTube claim system. One method was recreating a review with a noir-style presentation, where the show itself was resized to only fit less than 1/4 of the screen, whereas art and channel icon would dominate all other areas.
Don't you hate it when things never go as you plan? I wanted to stay as far away from that episode as possible. Unfortunately, the powers that be had other plans in mind. Looks like I gotta go back in the line of fire for a re-review.
But later, Mr. Enter opted for a different remedy of simply re-editing episodes to remove sections that were detected by the YouTube copyright system. This was to be a persistent struggle that came with the reward of finally discovering a video style that was beginning to appeal to the masses. While My Little Pony, and to that extent its reviews, tend to have a more niche audience, it was still responsible for him getting his first 100 or so subscribers, with his average My Little Pony review easily breaking over 1,000 views. It was when he started to review the ever so
Is this how you get big on YouTube? You review cartoons? Because I could easily do that. I feel like I could easily, like, review cartoons and, like, provide really crazy nuance into them that the writers never intended. Lia's audience, like the SEC and art commentary community, have been riding Enter's ass until recently. Tribalism prevails overall. Yeah, it's fucking crazy, dude. I remember when Stargiant admitted she was a clopper. That means you get off to MLP NSFW art for the unaware. Dude, I've seen pictures of Stargiant, okay? Why do they present completely as male? Do they still do that? Do they still present completely as male? Are you watching June? Yes. People seem real into those nostalgia videos now. Like, what was Ren and Stimpy really trying to tell us? I will tell you worse of the internet, Ren and Stimpy, I watched that show and that scared the living hell out of me. Okay. I don't know how they got away with that show being on television, I felt like that should have been an adult show. Like, I started watching it one time and I was like, I am not meant to be watching this show. I am not meant to be watching this. I am terrified looking at this. And then, like, second most terrifying show was Rocko's Modern World. Okay? Rocko's Modern World was also incredibly terrifying to me, but never as badly as Ren and Stimpy. I can't believe my mom let me watch Ren and Stimpy. And people have problems with SpongeBob. When there was Ren and Stimpy out there, dude, Ren and Stimpy literally scared the living daylights out of me. Also, hi, Catchman. Yeah, jeez, dude. Okay.
There's SpongeBob SquarePants that he got more attention, for better and for worse. And that is far worse than just dealing with the YouTube copyright system. It begins
I
with
liked Courage the Cowardly Dog. It was a little creepy, but it wasn't, like, terrifying, you know?
enters uncanny style of reviews and predictable prerequisites episodes should have, like a good moral, or the more aggressive slapstick that is used in what Enter deems a cruel way, the more he tends to dislike that episode. This is of course paired with typical criticisms like how accurate were the characters portrayed in their actions and personality overall. Are things logically sound even while holding, for Enter, a less tolerable but existing suspension of disbelief? There was also a bit of experimenting in his early episodes where exclamation points in the top right would carry his ranking of said episode in real time. But the most unusual by far was his early focus on the writers and his rating of their quality. There even exists an episode where he expresses what he believes are the top 5 writers of My Little Pony.
Recently I declared Charlotte Fullerton is my least favorite writer on the show, mostly because she only wrote one episode that I can reasonably describe as good. All of her other episodes are a horrid mess. Spoilers for my future reviews, by the way.
Focusing on creators of media is not irregular for things like film or other large-scale projects, especially ones that have controversial material or try to tackle obscure or even difficult subjects. Cartoons that target children don't typically fall under those categories, but that is dependent on the person. As for Enter and apply.
Guys, I have just seen an announcement that might derail us from this. Nick Rekieta apparently is doing the interview with Ethan Ralph today. We'll see.
Like his previous prerequisites of requiring a good moral and no cruel slapstick, a show like SpongeBob SquarePants would not please him for many of its episodes. This is not a hypothesis, this is a fact, as that was to be the next cartoon he decided to cover with one grand difference. Unlike the My Little Pony reviews that were reviewed in order, for SpongeBob he took select episodes that he had issue with and began a new series known as Animated Atrocities. An example to demonstrate how disgusted he was by the cartoon came in just the intro where white text on black screen reads,
"Some viewers may find this disturbing. Your discretion is advised."
a sentence typically reserved for mature media, and on the same note, a warning for children not to view it. Still, the blister in a sea of grotesque SpongeBob episodes did stand out for many, which helped by the existing popularity of the show made for an increasingly popular review. There are key segments that are remembered from this review not because of the episode and its nature, but Mr. Enter's reaction to it, and what it says about how the content mentally affects him.
SpongeBob is determined to hide a splinter. They're building this up quite a lot, and when it's finally revealed, a huge red abomination with pus and a pulsating red bane. That, no joke, caused me to vomit the first time I saw it.
The other important part of
Wait, what? That caused you to vomit? That wasn't bad at all. What? What are you talking about? Can you link the video here? Which one?
so
This
was
one?
a continued trend of mentioning the writers and denouncing them for their creation.
I don't know who would be vile enough, repulsive enough, disgusting enough to think that this would be a good idea, and then to actually make a goddamn episode about it? Who wrote this? 3? This episode had 3 writers. How is that possible? How did 3 professional level writers come forth with this crap when a 5-year-old would know better and throw it in the trash? These 3 do not deserve to have jobs. They deserve to be fired immediately and blacklisted. There's putting no effort into something, and then there's putting effort into making something as utterly horrible as possible.
Due to popular demand, and only 4 days later, he released a second animated atrocities on the SpongeBob episode A Pal.
Wait, why does he think it's so gross? I never got grossed out by SpongeBob as a kid, but I saw gore art of Sonic.exe and stuff all the time. Ever since I was like 8, so maybe I'm just weird. I never got grossed out by SpongeBob. I'm telling you, Ren and Stimpy really traumatized me. I mean, it gives a really good message to kids, don't delay medical treatment. That is true. That is true.
Gary.
I'm looking at you, male members in the audience. Did you know statistically men die about 10 years earlier than women do? Because on average, men, they theorize that men do not go to the doctor as often and only go to the doctor when there's an emergency. So you all better be going to your regular checkups, okay? preventative medicine instead of emergencies or whatever, so.
Where he criticizes the cruelness towards Gary, SpongeBob's ignorance, and the writers
Oh,
themselves, though he
interesting.
only shows the names on screen and doesn't address any individually. Also, with the success of this series and a drought of My Little Pony episodes, he announces his intentions to both create further animated atrocities and cover other cartoons like the failed pilot for Bubsy and other select cartoons. But viewing his channel today, there are notably a couple missing episodes, as the episode's numbers jump forward out of sequence because of his removal and or remake of reviews. Some for the specific reason that he was vitriolic, more so than a typical review when directing his frustration with an episode's mistakes to the writers. This is part of the end segment.
Poverty/lack of insurance has a play in that. I'm sure it does, but even then, women on average seem to go to the doctor more often, and that helps with like preventative care, and also helps in why women on average die 10 years later than men. So obviously lack of insurance is a real issue in America, and lack of accessibility is also a huge issue. But I would encourage, like, look around you. Sometimes there are like community clinics that will do stuff for discounted rates or for free. And those are really good resources. So.
Of the now deleted 7th episode of his animated atrocity series covering the SpongeBob episode The Ringer, with this being uploaded sometime in August of 2013.
Isn't it great that they're trying to teach kids such valuable lessons in life? Alright, you
Men do work more dangerous jobs as well, and men are big risk takers. There's a reason why teenage boys car insurance are so much higher than everybody else's. So oh fuck. There we go.
What's the word I'm looking for? Dipshits? No, that word is too good for you. Assholes? That's not quite right either. Fuckers? No. I'm just gonna call you 3 excuses for humanity until I can find a description that properly suits your crude, idiotic, and juvenile talentless asses. What reality do you 3 live in? I
Damn,
really want to
sorry,
know. I'm
Calstrin.
genuinely curious.
No, there should be community clinics that like will offer discounted rates and stuff. I think you just have to like look around. It can be pretty hard to find them, but they're there. And I would recommend them,
In this reality, it's conventional wisdom that it actually takes an adult to write for children. What am I saying? That's not fair. Children would make better writers than you 3. Hell, infants would. My dog would. You mindless, degenerate hacks. You 3 may want to thank your lucky stars every second of every day that whatever the fuck you sold your souls to was stupid enough to give you your jobs. Because if you lose your jobs writing this trite shit, you'll most likely never work again. Not just in television, but
This
in any
guy
job.
is really upset over a SpongeBob
substantially
episode.
to even reluctantly want your demented, poisoned minds around. Just leave us all alone and go back to the fucking sludge you came from.
It took less than a
Damn,
month.
this dude is fucking talking like he's talking to his like slave that he brought over from Eastern Europe, who's not like sweeping fast enough in his shop at the beach. Like, I'll send you back to Siberia. Like, what the fuck, dude? Are you are you like a Russian store owner who's like using slave labor from Eastern Europe? Like, what the fuck, dude? Oh my god. I will send you back to Siberia. Do you want sorry, excuse me. Do you want to be shoveling snow? What the fuck?
To acknowledge the building
Oh my
criticisms of him, attacking the
God.
writers by name.
I realized that those breakdowns were very much uncalled for. When you get down to it, the 2 writers just made a few mistakes. They happened to build onto each other and pissed me off, but I doubt that much of what was wrong with the episode was intentional. You know, like thinking suicide is funny. I still don't think that Charlotte Fullerton is a good writer. All of her episodes are like shipping fix without the shipping.
Wow.
And Meriwether Williams, well, she might not be a good writer for Friendship is Magic, but she has written plenty of good things before. Whether or not I think that they're bad writers, I actually know that they are good people in real life. I should not have said what I did. On top of that, it's not like putting your hoof down couldn't have worked.
That video was not solely dedicated to addressing his acknowledgement of his vitriolic comments towards the writers, but what he feels are his top 11 screw-ups. 2 others that take priority are that he regrets creating what he calls debate videos, criticizing Biter, who is another My Little Pony reviewer, criticisms as they were flagged for harassment and also removed by Enter himself to avoid further conflict.
One of the writers of SpongeBob was harassed on Twitter because of him. That's so fucking crazy. I just imagine Mr. Enter swearing and screaming at his TV over SpongeBob. Like, even the Sonic kid grew up from that shit. Remember the Sonic kid? You frickin' fricks! You frickin' fricks! You ruined the Sonic franchise! Your actions have consequences! You guys remember that kid, right? He grew up. He's chill now, you know? Like, what the fuck? Calm down.
The last point of importance is he addresses the unimproving technical quality of his videos. This video in its entirety would also
Yeah,
be
I think
deleted,
his name is Sammy.
possibly as it could do more harm as he continued to exercise the same theme.
Yeah.
Team screw-ups, like making yet another video criticizing Biter the following month. His audio was very inconsistent, as sometimes he'd be louder, the amount of echo in videos would vary, and the more severe audio issues would persist.
I screw up too often for me to be comfortable with it. My most common editing error is cutting out my audio too soon, so I get the first syllable before a clip and the rest of the word afterwards. But it's not like there's any shortage of editing.
I hope Sonic Kid is doing well. He seems to be doing well. Look, he looked like he was chill last time I checked on him. That kid was like 12, but Enter was like 22 or something. That's so fucking sad.
Errors. For
Oh
example,
my
in
God.
my upcoming birthday review, the audio is nearly on mute for reasons even I don't know. This is mostly due to the fact that I use Windows Movie Maker.
And finally, the part many remember is his habit of lashing out at writers for episodes he hated. By this time, however, his channel was expanding to include a new series, Admirable Animation, that reviewed select episodes he admired. That's upload rate is about 1/4 of animated atrocities. One could pin the reason for this is that he is a sour or difficult person to please. But the actual truth lies in the success of the episodes, as negative content tends to attract more views, which was true in this case, and so it is for the angry video game nerd and the nostalgic critic. But their reviews aren't dictated solely by their hate-filled character, nor do they label their episodes or format them in a way that destroys the possibility of any nuance within them, as does animated atrocities or admirable animations that are strictly presented in one way. A grander difference that still excuses much of Enter's shortcomings is the size of their channels and experience in making reviews, as it was only by October of 2013 that he had 1,000 subscribers and beyond a few spats hadn't got himself into anything major. Those same situations would not bode well for a channel of a larger size, as with more ears on them, missteps are always louder. That is also true for the inverse, where smaller channels' actions tend to go unnoticed, and the missteps have to be quite sizable to get attention. That, for Mr. Enter, came in early 2014, where in just 5 months, his channel had grown tenfold and had continued his mainstay series alongside uploading the random vlog or even Let's Play, even though he had also recently made a channel dedicated for such a thing known as Mr. Enter's Arcade. And while Mr. Enter had exhibited such behavior in the past, it was never to this degree. What influenced this to get to where it did was that he was reviewing his least favorite episode of SpongeBob, chock full of both cruelty against the characters, namely Gary the Snail, and the character's ignorance that brought it on, being that Patrick agreed to pet sit the snail without any knowledge or mental capacity to do so. Such cruelty that it brought on this reaction from Mr. Enter.
I get water to stay in there somehow.
I am this close to snapping right now. This fucking close!
Uh-oh.
We don't eat the bath, we get in the bath.
You guys already know that I absolutely hate these writers. I despise their guts. Want them
Why?
blacklisted. Zeus Service is clearly some kind of sadistic asshole that lives in a world of insane troll logic. Richard Purcell
I like these. It's just funny cartoon, you know, whatever. Hi, Alpha. Thank you for the super chat.
is just a plain sadist, and Casey Alexander, he's a complete idiot. Casey, you're a fucking moron.
That was about 7 seconds of showing Casey Alexander's Twitter. The likely intent was to show Casey Alexander's comments, but it went a bit further than that, propelled by Mr. Enter's notable anger and for a second time showing and commenting on Casey Alexander's Twitter.
Oh, sheesh, Gary. Well, if you wanted another bath, why didn't you just ask?
You know, I don't normally do this, but that line was so infuriating that we need to take a break. I've already shown you Casey
What is so infuriating about these?
Alexander's Twitter feed. But let's go back to that and have ourselves a little laugh. It was filled with so many little nuggets of information.
Why is he acting like this is real animal abuse? What the hell? That's so true. He's acting like it's like he's acting like we're showing Passion of the Christ to children, okay? I did see Passion of the Christ as a kid, okay? And that was a scary movie. It was just 2.5 hours of a guy getting tortured, okay? I don't think this is rising anywhere near that. It's just cartoon violence. It's not real, you know? I feel like Mr. Enter is that one guy that gets mad at Dora for ignoring his answers through the TV. I don't normally do this. If I had a nickel for every time I heard that, oh my god, dude.
Like this one, or this one referring to one-course meal, or this one. So Casey Alexander is currently a storyboard supervisor and Uncle Grandpa. Note to self.
Literally, me watching Passion of the Christ as a kid was like, imagine 2.5 hours of screaming and me just like... Wait, let me do... Okay, this is literally me during the entire... And we need... Wait, I need screaming background noise. We gotta do the bit, okay? This is good. Chambers of Torture, Sufferings, ASMR, Ambience. Okay, here it is. It was literally like that for like 2 hours. that was me for 2 hours. Oh my god. Oh, I gotta delete this Raid Shadow Legends fucking thing. I didn't watch Passion of the Christ, but in church they recreated the scene. People were wailing. It was wild, yeah. Thank you for the $2 super chat, Pudgy. It's literally it was just that. It was him being tortured for 2 hours, dude. I was like, what? What is going like, you know, just the entire time. And you know who took me to see that? My mom took me to see that. My mom grew up in a Catholic boarding school, like literally a convent. So she wanted to see it because she knew all the lore or whatever, even though she's not Catholic. And yeah, that was fucking something, I will say. I remember Happy Tree Friends or whatever it's called. He died for your sins, and the least you can do is get some PTSD for him. Children are so ungrateful these days. So true. So true. Okay, anyways, resuming.
Do an animated atrocity review on Uncle Grandpa in the very near future. As for now, Casey, this is to you. Arrogance and stupidity are the worst.
Sorry, I have something very extremely powerful for you. Okay, let me see. Real quick, and then we gotta get back to this video, okay? Passion of the Christ was truly a snuff film, and the fact it was branded as a religious film makes it worse. It's so true. I'm like,
The
yo.
form of undead is most feared by the mortal, not vampires.
Oh, I love Fish Tank.
But what might be their natural enemy? The natural enemy of the vampires.
Garlic?
Garlic? Garlic, you say?
Yes.
Is that a joke about the smell of my breath again?
No, it's just
I don't think this is really too related, so I'm gonna go back to watching this. Okay?
Traits to have together. John Enter, come at me, bro.
But it still doesn't end there, because it ends with Mr. Enter's rant directed at Casey Alexander.
Yeah, you know my saying, what I'm doing is wrong, I know it's wrong, but I'm gonna do it anyway. After Apothecary Gary's Universal Scorn, the writers had to know that it was a terrible episode. There are only two real options. They either didn't know, or they didn't fucking care. And after going through Casey Alexander's Twitter, I'm going with the latter option. If you're wondering why I'm taking this shit so seriously, it's because that I have a faint hope that I might be loud and abrasive enough to crack through their thick skulls and help them actually find a clue. But the more I watch, the more I realize that that's never going to happen. These people are detached from reality. This episode shows—
Stardust, the AI summary, thinks that we're going over Mr. Enter's review of Passion of the Christ. You think that he would review that? Somebody should suggest it to him.
They have no comprehension of writing. This tells me that they thought the only problem with
June the
Gary
King.
was SpongeBob's obliviousness. You know, not the sadistic cruelty that lasted throughout the entire episode, not the broken plot that took out of nowhere twists, not how horribly unfunny it was. I love it how Casey Alexander talks like he's a big shot with mountains of skill and experience, when all he's ever done is SpongeBob from season 4 onwards, and Uncle Grandpa. Casey,
Well,
you're—
that's a lot of fucking work, bro. What have you done? Oh, he does have experience being a fucking writer for that long, okay?
not an artist. I know we live in the self-esteem generation, but you're not an artist. You don't make art. You make crap. You have always made crap. The few miracles that just so happen to have your name in the credits don't change that.
Some audience members interpreted this as an invitation to correct a wrong by harassing the writer on Twitter, and so exists this archive, showing retweets of bitter comments directed towards him. These comments read, "I wish I could make you experience what Plankton went through in one course meal just to make you suffer. Seriously, you don't ever seem to think you've ever done something wrong. You are like Patrick, stupid and stubborn, thinking you did nothing wrong."
What the fuck? It's like SpongeBob fans are coming out full force to, like, fuck with this guy. Okay, let's see this. What is this? I'm gonna skip forward a little bit.
With the exception, I'd be run off the internet a long time ago. They're crazies with no sense of tact. And I love it how they use Asperger's syndrome in order to cover up their asshole acts. Having Asperger's syndrome does not make you an asshole, and stop using it as such. It makes everyone look bad. It really, really does. I should know. I have Asperger's syndrome, and I managed to not be an asshole. And if I failed...
Is that true? I have Asperger's syndrome and I managed to not be an asshole. Anyways.
Not managing to be an asshole, I still have to own up to it. They're my actions. I own them. Just like I own every piece of my being.
Creators do this for a variety of reasons. One of his was to show confidence in his image, and by revealing his name, he also reveals that he has somewhat of a trolling problem, apparent with a later admirable animation where he reviews a video narrating it.
As someone with Asperger's, we do not claim him. That's so fucking funny.
An excerpt from the album and graphic novel, Silence is a Song I Know All the Words To. The title of the video is Troll, and enters want to review it, and his interpretation about it is quite telling. More immediate was a video uploaded in August of 2014 that goes over his strategy on how to deal with trolls. Trolls that came from his SpongeBob video calling out Casey Alexander, which he in the same video apologized for.
In my Pet Sitter Pal review, I revealed Casey Alexander's Twitter feed, and among other things, called him an idiot. My reasoning at the time was that he showed no regret for writing some of the most infamous episodes of the show, and in fact seemed kind of proud of it. This was out of line of me, especially since some people have been threatening him, not realizing that they were making themselves look like the jackasses I'm talking about here. This was wrong of me, and I deeply apologize.
Yet the videos going after writers by name were still up and will remain that way for quite some time, prompting continued harassment. Going back to his face reveal video, he still reveals much more. Different kinds of people might take away different things from this video, like simply taking in what the content creator looks like, or going back to witness him discuss what is going to be both his grandest project and one of the biggest sources of controversy around him.
You know, it's cooling down. I'm working a lot on growing around, and oh yeah, I actually wrote a second episode, which you guys should check out on my DeviantArt page. Like, people keep wondering what's going to happen with it. Well, first of all, number one, it is totally legal.
Viewers only watching this face reveal video will no doubt
Totally
be confused as
legal?
to what growing around is. To that, it is easy to trace a birth.
Wait, why do you have to say something is totally legal? What kind of shady shit do people think you're gonna get up to? God damn, dude.
The project to Mr. Enter's Shorty McShort Shorts animated atrocity episode released a month prior. To understand that, we need to understand what Shorty McShort Shorts was, which is excellently described by its Wikipedia page as, Shorty McShort Shorts was an American animated anthology series which consisted of 45-minute shorts. It aired from July 28, 2006 to May 25, 2007. Being a show around a collection of pilots and almost all of the episodes having no follow-ups afterwards meant that they failed. The specific pilot that cultivated Mr. Enter's obsession was Flip-Flopped, a show where the adults and children switch roles, but in that universe, these roles are the natural order. Highly disappointed at what the show did with what Mr. Enter deemed to be an amazing concept, he begged for someone to make it into an actual series.
The concept is great. In fact, I really think that someone should roll with this again. Just keep the kids as kids and adults as adults. Just flip their roles. That would make an awesome cartoon.
Fast forward 4 days later, he announces he and one of his artists, namely Neofla, are taking on that role, asking for help with the project.
I said that there was nothing sadder than wasted potential, and someone should retool too many robots
I'm
and
so
flip-flops.
confused.
Well, me and one of my artists did exactly that.
I've never heard of this show. I've never heard of this show. Those people also harassed one writer for saying it's okay if people draw Rose skinny. Rose who? You know, it's a good sign when someone has to defend their actions by saying it's not illegal. I just want to know why the fuck you would say that. What context?
We retold Flip-Flopped, and I actually wrote the script of the pilot for the redesigned series, Growing Around. Like I said in the actual review, keep the kids as kids, and the adults as adults. Just flip the roles around. Let's see if my theory is correct. Link to the transcript of the pilot is in the description. Why am I bringing this up? Because I want to go all the way with this one, and turn it into a legitimate 11-minute, fully animated cartoon pilot. And because this isn't fanfiction or something, I won't have to worry about stupid legal bullshit cease and desist orders from companies living in the 50s.
Neofla, less than a month later, was already steadily releasing an animatic for the pilot showing the parents coming back from school where they are taught various subjects that reflects children's interests, because in this world humans age normally. But when they reach 18, they are in servitude to their children. The premise of the world, bringing in many questions about how such a society would operate, would bring continued dissatisfaction and confusion that was hardly helped by Mr. Enter's lackluster answers in future Q&As. But as of 2015, the early criticisms about the characters
It's a fair question. Like, how would this universe work? Like, come on,
are best
dude.
demonstrated through the animatic. Though the scene or concept holds no controversial weight in itself, it was the hypocrisy that surrounded it. Because when Sally's parents get home, Sally trips over her mother's roller skates. As punishment, Sally commands her mother to smell it. This is easily perceived as cruel, as shown by the pungent stench emanating from it, and from her mother's visceral reaction. This was then applied to Mr. Enter's common criticisms of unnecessary cruelty to animated characters. To make matters
Damn.
worse, Neofla
Ooh, that's a good point by June.
stopped developing Growing Around due to personal reasons starting 2015. Though there were other members joining and leaving at random to assist in the project, it is never a good sign when such
And get this, one of the details where the kids in charge get to have as much sugar as they want, but punish the adults who want carrots. That's so strange. Oh, Jesus. God.
integral members and ideas are changing on a whim. Even Mr. Enter did not treat this venture with the commitment it needed to be taken seriously, which is integral at any point, but especially in its early development, when motivation and eyes on the project tend to be the highest. As around 2 months prior to starting Growing Around, he was already in the process of writing a novel titled Little Cassie. He even did readings of the first 2 chapters that could both be found on yet another channel he made known as Mr. Enter's Extras. This channel's purpose was, as per the video announcing it, meant for vlogs.
Stardust, Mr. Enter has mother issues. That's why the mother character is tortured by the daughter character. Okay.
Dramatic readings, commentaries, and Let's Plays, allowing what was planned to be a more focused main channel of reviews and update videos. But even that did not stick, with Enter still uploading videos on random subjects that took his interest, like one on freedom of speech, uploaded a little over 2 months after establishing his Extras channel. This was an additional outlet that was largely neglected. Another, albeit smaller, testament of his inability to follow through on what seems to be an idea brought on by impulse. But when compared to other issues that 2015 held, it was no doubt the least of his worries. In just the first month of 2015, his channel for a period was banned due to copyright takedown sourced from Viacom, taking down some of his SpongeBob reviews. As far as some of those reviews go, that's only where the trouble begins. To match the growth of his channel and his continued mention of trolls attacking him due to his older reviews, expanded to harassment beyond him and onto those he vitriolically criticized. While there are many instances of Mr. Enter harshly criticizing writers for different shows, it is still Casey Alexander that is remembered the best, partly because of Mr. Enter showing his Twitter feed. And while it may appear that this harassment was only centralized around the release of the video, it was a continual problem that persisted even a year later, with random users attacking Alexander on Twitter. And though
That's
it is
so
impossible
wild.
to say Mr. Enter was the source of the entirety of it, it is undeniable that his comments played a large role in it, as the hate tweets noticeably decreased in volume after Mr. Enter took down some of his original reviews, both attacking the writers by name and showing their names. In his re-reviews, he acknowledges
How big of an a-hole do you have to be for SpongeBob to take down your YouTube channel? Jeez. I don't
the
know.
effect his reviews had and him crossing a line.
I should have waited until I calmed down and could address the episode rationally. A spur of
I'm about to go get blood drawn, so Star's perfect background, Lamau. When I used to get blood drawn, I would like take pictures of it and send it to my friends and stuff. It was like the funniest thing.
the moment anger is an explanation of what I did, but it's not an excuse.
I don't know why I found it funny. Now that I think about it, like the average person probably finds that gross, and I probably shouldn't have done that, so.
There is no excuse. It's one thing to call out the writers by name. It's an entirely different thing to reveal their Twitter feed and almost give a rebuttal to a commentary that quite honestly came for the moment. Not that I should be calling out the writers personally either. Not only is what I did beyond unfair, but it also led to people going onto the writer's Twitter profile and harassing him, which is the reason that I am not giving out any names in this apology. It would just rekindle any damage that had already been done and kind of break the point of redoing
All
this review.
good,
Not only
silly.
that, but over half of the original review was just spent bashing him.
Zaj.
This was inexcusable, and I do want to thank the people who reasonably called me out on it.
This all evoking a calmer delivery in his later videos. But it was too late, as it was now year 2 of viewers criticizing him for that and his lack of improvement in technical quality for his new videos, as though he did invest in a new mic, he did not use it properly, and he was not improving to what was expected of a channel of his size, which by November of 2015 had accumulated 136,000 subscribers with uploads easily getting hundreds of thousands of views within their lifetime. Because of Mr. Enter's size, his harsh criticisms, which easily opened him up to criticism, and most importantly his obscurity, allowed videos criticizing him to flourish. While any creator will have their detractors and critics, this hardly ever goes beyond comments or tweets. Maybe even a video
We need Stardust back on the toxic debate circuit. I mean, I'm down. Maybe Mr. Enter wants to talk. I don't know.
Was made by a detractor that flops because they hold an unpopular opinion that resonates with no one. And then there exist creators that have dedicated detractors that opinions and observations are in line with a fair portion of viewers and gain success through that. One of these, though not as large and not as favorably viewed, was Clay Claymore, a creator that made videos, as per their upload page, going as far back to October of 2014, making both text-to-speech and text on-screen comments in place of actual narration on both lesser-known and well-known creators. The shared factor is that these creators have overreactions to innocuous media. They entertain, not by what they intend, but by embarrassing themselves to a degree. Clay Claymore, covering a wide range of creators, would find that his videos on Mr. Enter would be the most successful, starting with covering a fan reaction to when Mr. Enter's channel was taken down in the start of 2015.
What the fuck, Google?
Clay Claymore, re-uploading a mirrored version, alludes that much like Mr. Enter's channel, Clay's video was taken down for a period. Clay's first available video covering Mr. Enter directly was a 2015 video where Mr. Enter went over Valentine's.
Okay, I'm going to skip forward a little bit because I don't want to watch this entire thing. And I think it would be good for us to just get to the Mr. Enter video itself, so.
Or other growing around media, like comics, for instance. This is further broken down by a pie chart. The animation takes a whopping $250,000. That is a large source of contention, and onlookers and the increasing amount of critics would find out that Mr. Enter wanted this pilot to be professionally animated with a runtime of around 20 minutes. Suffice to say that this same amount being asked would get different reactions based on both the person and the project. The person was Mr. Enter, a creator that has been shrouded in infamy. He needs to show success in other areas to give a potential idea on how well he can manage something as difficult as making a pilot. His biggest claim to fame is his YouTube channel. Normally, when aspiring to jump to different works, there is a need of mastery. If you're in the rest,
that's true. It's very true.
By their community, and Mr. Enter is hurtful through its repetition and was presented in a way that wasn't expected to.
I'm just watching this June video to understand who Mr. Enter is.
But it still did. Finally, there was Turkey Tom, who was dropping slanderous claims, alluding to that Mr. Enter was a potential predator because Mr. Enter's interest in writing a show about children for children.
With not even 300,000 subscribers, for someone who has never made an animation his entire life and has never shown that he is capable of producing one piece of good writing, either from his reviews, his atrocious book, or his somewhat pedophilic show concept, I feel like this is Enter sort of projecting, telling his audience preemptively that he's a creep or a horrible person of some kind before he gets outed for it by someone else. I mean, not saying he is necessarily, even though he has done some rather pedophilic illustrations in his past.
That is an absolute lie. I've drawn children, fully clothed and going on non-sexual adventures. But if that's what you consider pedophilic, we got some problems with the entire animation industry, because we have what? Hey Arnold, Kids Next Door, Rugrats? Oh my god, those are...
I'm gonna fast forward again.
A new entry. While research for it began in October, Nikorama officially began December 1st, 2019. And it started off strong with the first episode covering Ren and Stimpy. It set an example of what was to be expected for the rest of Nikorama. Instead of reviewing the show's plotlines or its evolution, Enter discussed its cultural impact and how it influenced other shows. And even though for this Nikorama series, he had his editors take the reins, there were very obvious issues and inconsistencies. Even his first Nikorama was uploaded in 480p to match the source material of Ren and Stimpy, but doing so also limited the few times he showed his character to that low resolution. Sometimes these were uploaded in 720 or 1080, and in traditional Enter fashion, there were still small audio hiccups where a line was merged improperly. Or on the editor's part, the incorrect footage was shown. An important aspect about these criticisms is evident through the high like to dislike ratio and positive comments. Viewers didn't care. What actually mattered were his opinions, that so far people seemed to agree with. It also may have been a smart choice to care less about the quality and focus more on the quantity to hit the strict deadline of December 31st. And for the first 3 weeks or so, Enter was on track, keeping pace and doing the necessary multiple uploads for certain days. But more and more, there were Nikораmas that weren't amazingly received, like Cat Dog, Chalk Zone, or Danny Phantom. Episodes where his audience was predisposed to disagree with Enter's opinions. But come Christmas...
Okay, I think we're gonna move on to the next thing. We're gonna move on to... the actual Mr. Enter video, okay? I think I've seen enough of who Mr. Enter is. We're just gonna watch this video. So, by the way, guys, I am looking at what sponsorship I should take next for the stream. Do you guys prefer... What do you guys prefer for a sponsorship? Oh,
a toxic ex-friend.
What do you guys prefer more for a sponsorship? Do you prefer Star Trek Fleet Command or Marvel Strike Force? What are you more likely to play? And by the way, playing these games and reaching certain levels gets me... Fuck, why is this not... Gets me money. Sorry, 1 second. Marvel Strike Force? Okay.
She only cares about you being safe. This was...
Okay. I
Last
will.
time on Mr. Enter Investigates,
I will select that one then. Okay. All right. You guys better play it though. If I do it, okay. By the way, Enter and Star Giant both denied the pandemic and were anti-mask. Star Giant admitted to screaming in public that there's no pandemic and had a meltdown in 2020 to 2021 about it. That's so fucking funny. What a fucking idiot. Autism alert category 7, autism storm ahead. Okay, good to know. Thank you. Yeah, okay, I'll do Marvel Strike Force. Okay. I just signed up for it, okay? All right.
to my ex-editor Rebecca Starlight. I'd assembled a team and discovered... Last time on Mr. Enter Investigates, I looked into my...
Why is this... the playback speed's on normal. Why is your audio already garbage?
Last time on Mr. Enter Investigates, I looked into my ex-editor Rebecca Starlight. I'd assembled a team and discovered that she was worse than I had ever thought possible. We uncovered everything, from underpaying workers to providing cover for the predator Necopon, to engaging in predatory actions against minors herself. In the intervening months, I grew unsatisfied calling the case closed, as there were still questions that needed to be addressed. What has Rebecca been up to since March? Why did the Necopan investigation last so long? What's the deal with Ray Rance? What was anyone thinking during the infamous Rosa Ray Ramsey Senate call? And most prominently, who is Mystic Mongrel? What did she do? These questions and more will be answered in this video. I've been investigating the story for weeks now, and it is one of the most convoluted things that I have ever experienced. If I wrote a book...
Okay, why is the music as loud as his speaking voice? Turn it up? Yeah, I'll turn it up. Why? Yeah, somebody said I need to put on captions. I think I'm gonna do that. Jeez. The music is way too loud. Who the fuck? He's got 255k subscribers and his audio is still garbage. No clue, blame his editors? Are you kidding me? Oh my god.
About this.
Who does he employ? Does he employ fucking children to edit his videos?
Rejected for being too unbelievable. Due to the complexity of the story, we'll do a roll call at the start. There are more names to keep track of, but you're about to see the main characters. Pay attention to them as we go along.
Even when you had plenty of evidence shown to you time and time
honestly,
again.
I didn't look at that.
Wait, what? So this is a Danganronpa thingy? This is I don't know what Danganronpa is. I know it's a game. I don't know anything about it. Well, he used to hire Star Giant. He employs amateurs like Star Giant or does it himself. I do some of my editing. Well, I do most of my editing these days myself, and I still don't do this shit. Holy shit.
Pay attention to them as we go along.
Even when you had plenty of evidence shown to you time and time
honestly,
again.
I didn't look at that. Because I kept having people don't look at that. It's fake information.
But how old was he exactly when you guys were together? Or when you guys had the relationship?
He was going to be 17 in a month.
It's not my server, it's Rebecca's.
It's a server that you had the ability to ban them in, that you've told us about.
Actually, it's not.
Stop schizo posting about Zaid. Stop obsessing over him. Stop talking about him. Because if I keep catching you do it, this is going to happen again and it's going to be worse. Because next step, since you made it very clear that you can't control yourself, I'm contacting your parents. And I don't want to have to because you're 30 years old and I shouldn't have to. But it's very clear to me that you can't follow instructions.
And the evidence wasn't given to them yet until he came in contact with me after the Rosa call. And he told me, hey, we're going to pick up your situation. We're going to help you. We're going to make a video. We're planning on making 2 videos. And then, you know, you could get your closure and you could be done with this stuff. You could be free. And I believed him.
And did that ever happen?
No.
From what I am aware of Carmen Ryder, while she is very deranged,
at that point it becomes more of a level of, I know that she's into Lolicon, but she states that she's not into CP. On top of that, she has helped in against Nekopon and Studio needing more.
I, Mongrel, am truly sorry for my wrongful actions of sharing images of yours of an illegal nature.
And I reminded her before I showed her the screenshots is, hey, just wanted to let you know that I wanted to show you what happened. I'm not throwing the hatchet at you. I'm softly giving you one hatchet. That way the two of us could put it onto...
Endo the lapdog. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Endo literally admitted that being a lapdog for Nekopon, yet he ignores it. Yeah. Endo did admit being a lapdog for Nekopon, and that's not to invalidate whether Endo is a victim or not. But my main point is it's incredibly fucking hypocritical for Endo to be screaming at Rosa Ray Ramsey and acting like they're on the moral high horse when they did more to aid Nekopon than Rosa Ray Ramsey ever fucking did. That's fucking crazy.
The people that have hurt us.
I'm glad I'm at least hearing your side. It might be important for other people to hear that in case they do ask.
But what is both the funniest thing and the most petty thing in the world? It seems that one sentence may have actually killed Star Giants. Him saying her editing sucks. And it seems her editing being questioned was more concerning than the fact a predator was roaming around her server like Pac-Man.
I do want to say I'm sorry, genuinely, for I'm sorry about how I treated you during the whole Neko thing. I should have believed you instead of being on her side for so long, and I should have believed you about Mongrel. I really wanted to see the good in her and
It is overwhelming. I agree with you guys. The intro is overwhelming.
and everyone in that situation, but no, they weren't good people.
Before we begin, we should start with the rules. Rule 1. Everyone is considered innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Accusations are not convictions. Rule 2. Do not attempt to contact or otherwise harass anyone mentioned in this video. Some of the people mentioned are heinous and can be considered dangerous to interact with. Others have simply made grievous mistakes. It's not my determination to whether they should be held to account for them, and it is not in your determination either. If I catch you trying to harass any of these people at all, you're gone. Rule 3. Be careful taking anyone's word at face value. Some of the people are incentivized to hide the truth in this particular story. Some people have mental disabilities that can make recall difficult or even impossible. And some people were so traumatized by the events that they repressed parts of the story that they were in. Rule 4. I have to be very selective with the information that I do give. I know more than I am letting on, including facts that are relevant to the story that I am purposefully not stating. I have taken the discretion to consider this information dangerous. Many of the people in the story are susceptible to self-harm, and I'd like to do what I can to prevent that. However, Rule 5. I feel that to not tell any of the story at all would result in even more harm. Nekopon, her associates,
Stardust is criticizing Stardust is criticizing Endo, and made fun of her for being dishonest, not making fun of grooming victims. God, Enter, you're dumb as hell. This is true. I would never make fun of grooming victims. I am making fun of Endo being a fucking idiot and being a fucking bitch, honestly. So, yeah, being a fucking bitch, you bet that I will call your ass out, you know? When you're more complicit with Nekopon than the person you're screaming at, that's fucking crazy. I think Endo is trans mask, but I'm not sure. I hope Mr. Enter like my Endo memes. Does Mr. Enter go over them here? I like how he lumps you, Kumo, and Akumu with the likes of Coyote Lovely. I'd like to know if Mr. Enter did any education on any of this. I would like to know that. I'd like to talk to Mr. Enter. Is Mr. Enter on Twitter?
And the investigations that have followed have led to a lot of pain and suffering and trauma. And the longer that this goes on, the worse that it will get. Just now, some of the shockwaves are touching the public, and I cannot sit on my hands as bad actors continue to seek out and harm others. How did we get here? In early 2024,
Enter got all his sources on you and Akumu from Endo, I bet. Okay. Press X to doubt on Enter doing any research. Yeah. Enter learning nothing from Tom throwing accusations at him by throwing people together in the same category that do not belong together. Darcy calls Akumu and he calls Kumo and Akumu dangerous psychopaths. Yeah, I heard about that. This content warning is so unserious. I'm gone. Yeah. I've been in this community since the Toby drama. He clearly hasn't done his research on some of these people. We stand a king who can't learn. That's so fucking funny. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I need to find this dude's fucking Twitter, okay?
I had learned of what Rebecca had been doing since her firing in 2021, and that would bring me into looking what she herself called her greatest failing ever, the Nekopon incident.
The last issue that we get to talk about today is my biggest fuck up, regarding Nekopan. I fucked up big time with Nekopan. People tell me that she was a creep, with emails and even videos as evidence, but Neko manipulated me into thinking that she wasn't.
They really do look like blood relatives. They look like they could be brothers or cousins.
I did keep a creep on my server for 8 months. I will admit that. But I did that only because I thought she wasn't a creep. And she was nice to the people on my server, until I learned that she wasn't. Like, if I had known sooner that she was a creep, I would have banned her immediately. Neko is one of the main reasons why I don't allow minors anymore on my server. People like Phantom Strider and Kai Smash Universe told me that Neko was a good person, so I listened to them and left it at that. And I'm sorry to Neko's victims that I hurt by not bringing her to justice sooner, by not banning her much earlier in life.
It's one of the controversies not related to me that actually managed to stick to her, despite her repeated attempts to deny. It essentially became a truism. The sky is blue, and Rebecca Starlight had let a predator stay in her Discord server for 8 months. Before we begin in earnest, I want to make it clear just what kind of predator that Nekopon actually was. I felt that one of the weaknesses in the first video is that I never really delved into this aspect of the story. Luckily, in the interim, another YouTuber, Lazy Bedhead, decided to talk about the Star Giant production
Oh, this is Lazy Bedhead? Do they wear the ears the entire time?
story. And not only
Hi, Barbie. How's it going?
together certain parts I couldn't, but went much deeper into what Nekopon actually did. I will be paraphrasing much of what she said in her own video for this part of the video. The wording will be close at times, and that is intentional, but it's for reasons that I cannot currently state. After you're done with this video, I strongly suggest that you look at her video, if you'd like to see the Rebecca Starlight story from beginning to end. Nekopon went by a few names during her time on the web. Her real name is Ariana Timble, and one of her alternate names is LED Dragon. She has others, but these are the names that will come up for this video. The LED Dragon account is the one that was in Rebecca's Discord server, and many people in the story call her either Ari or Ariana. She rose to a small amount of prominence as she made commentary videos on Crystalli.
Real name, David Alejandro Pascual Arguenta. Crystalli was a controversial figure online. Accusations of tracing, threatening physical violence towards other content creators, filing false copyright strikes, and his questionable behavior towards minors. This all accumulated to an arrest being made on April 11th, 2019.
She was a part of the Crystalli SVU Discord group, which was used to investigate and document Argueta's actions online. Several minors, including Endo, were a part of this group. Argueta was arrested on April 11th, 2019, and after that, the Discord group became a general hangout, and this is where many of Nekopon's actions took place.
Argueta is Crystalli, just to be clear, right? Argueta is Crystalli? Okay.
Introduced something called the Folding Dungeon. Users were ambushed by a surprise Discord call where people would be harassed, yelled at, threatened, and a good deal of this was inflicted on minors by those closest to Nekopon. Nekopon also wrote and read a fanfiction featuring herself and a 16-year-old. It has been described as a
Okay, what?
threatened, and a good deal of this was inflicted on minors by those closest to Nekopon. Nekopon also wrote and read a fanfiction.
Yes, those closest to Nekopon. I wonder who. Would Endo be one of those people? Would Endo be one of those people closest to Nekopon, inflicted, you know, whatever on...
by a surprise Discord call where people would be harassed, yelled at, threatened, and a good deal of this was inflicted on minors by those closest to Nekopon.
On minors by those closest to Nekopon. I wonder if Endo has ever admitted to being a lapdog for Nekopon. The answer is yes.
Nekopon also wrote and read a fanfiction featuring herself and a 16-year-old. It has been described as a 50 Shades of Grey parody.
Where was I? Oh yes, I started to whimper. I wanted to scream out, but I couldn't. I then start to feel something hot and wet against my neck as I feel his tongue glide down the side of my neck slowly. I then start to feel that he was starting to lower himself down from my neck to my collarbone. Before I could say anything, my mouth slowly opened. He then covered my mouth with his hand. He then raised himself up. Our eyes meeting. He then muttered under his breath, with a deep tone. Say a word, and you'll be in much more trouble later on. I then slowly nodded my head. I felt so dizzy. I felt the room spin around me as I start to feel his hands wander more and more all over. Before I know it, my legs nearly gave in, and I almost fell into his arms. He then caught me. He was able to catch me. He was able to lift me up slowly with one hand. His other hand started to glide downward. I then start to feel his hot touch.
At the time, Ariana was 24 years old. Ariana also drew with a minor in a sexually suggestive manner. On November 5th, 2020, a Twitter thread by June, not to be confused with June the King, would document many of Nekopon's abusive actions. And on November 10th, a full confession call would be recorded.
When it came to the relationship, I realized, and I thought long and hard, I did not give myself time to get over a previous breakup I had of a 3-year relationship.
Why do we need to hear this? I don't know. He let that go on way too long. Yeah, I'm thinking he enjoyed that. I thought the manager was 15 years old.
I ended up jumping into something that I ended up realizing this was a really bad idea. A really fucking bad idea.
I'm confused. What do you mean?
Like, he was turning 18 in like a month or so at the time.
Oh no. 18?
Well, here's the thing. There was no sexual anything.
But why did you tell me that you would do bad calls and everything to my face? All the time. You would smear it to my face.
You literally sent me some sexual role plays you've had with him.
Well,
you also talked about it in the group chat that we used to be in.
I meant like we're not sending nudes or anything, not like that. No.
But you still had a sexual conversation with a minor.
And I realized that was the dumbest fucking thing I did. I accept that.
During my investigation on Rebecca Starlight, I was informed that on November 5th, the victims would send out an email to 2 YouTubers, Phantom Strider and Rebecca Starlight. The story goes that Phantom Strider fired Ariana right then and there. Meanwhile, Rebecca gave excuse.
I don't know anything present about Nekopan, so people saying that I had a pedophile in my server knowingly for 8 months are all liars.
After excuse.
Speaking of which, I once had an artist named Nekopan. She's part of some drama, accused of grooming. That is all that I know about her. Did she actually do this? I don't know. I really don't. People think that I still have contact with her. The last time that I messaged her was May of 2021. I don't know what she has done afterwards. Stop going to me about this person.
After excuse.
And no, you can tell Leo this. I did not know that Neko was a predator. I'm going to state that. And no, I didn't keep a known predator for months on end.
Okay, I just don't really care. I just don't care.
Which is why I brought up in my video.
The sound is really terrible. You guys are right, though. Like, the fluctuations in volume, this person doesn't know how to do any balancing.
Even when you had plenty of evidence shown to you time
You
and
want
time
honesty?
again.
I didn't look at that. Like, because I kept having people don't look at that. It's fake information.
Either completely refusing to see the evidence or taking Ariana's side over the evidence.
Do you know what pisses me off even more? Whenever I introduce someone to my staff and then someone comes to me and says that they're terrible with no evidence or false evidence. Or rather past experiences from years ago. Nekopan is an artist of mine who starred in the MLP list. About a week after that video went up, I got an email saying that she was an abuser. I looked into this and Neko had to explain to me the correct situation. Well, she didn't explain the correct way. It was more like she explained the situation and that she accepted that she made past mistakes and toxic behavior. But the problem is that these assholes that were abusing her didn't believe that. After this, I gave Neko a panic attack.
I don't think anybody's denying that Nekopan was a fucking weirdo. A fucking freak. Okay, I'm done with this. I don't want to watch this. We get it. Rebecca also is a fucking freak. Okay?
Tried to defend Nekopan. It's dated November 1st, 2020, 4 days before the emails were said to be sent out. To this day, it's still up, and this date is so close to the firing. It is highly improbable that he would have forgotten about it. And this one picture tweet, this isn't like a video that you could argue is important for ad revenue or algorithms. It's a tweet that costs nothing to take down. And should anyone ask, it's an easy explanation as to why you took it down. It's worth stating that, if nothing else, it's irresponsible to leave this artwork up without saying anything anywhere about tears, what was me bullshit, downplaying the actual sin, but that line there stood out to me in particular. Why not say that you got fired due to the allegations? Wouldn't that make you look far more sympathetic to the public eye? That's what Nekopan is trying to do. And if you don't want to blame, maybe not intentionally lying. Unless Nekopan didn't know who was coming at them specifically, and just wanted to go scorched earth on all of her enemies. Nekopan talked about a Twitter thread, which is not difficult to find, and her bosses being emailed. In this situation, I have to come to the conclusion that no one is telling the truth.
Because I know a sane person would get rid of Nekopan in an hour, which was Phantom Strider. Man got rid of her in an hour. Banned. Gone. Never heard of her again.
Maybe not intentionally lying, but I can't in good faith say that either of these people threw Nekopan to the curb. The only thing I know for a fact is that neither of these individuals had a bad thing to say about Nekopan to the public, and no one else in either of their circles saw this letter. So why am I going on about this email? Why is this important? You know that infamous thing that Rebecca did, keeping Nekopan until around the summer of 2021? Rebecca wasn't alone in doing that. At this point, everyone knows that the mods did nothing about Nekopan, but Ariana was actually a part of a circle of friends, of about 6 by my account. One of them was Ray Rance, an editor for Rebecca at the time, who had not yet been alienated by her tendency to underpay workers. In Ray's spare time, he ran these ops towards Rebecca's victim, trying his best to drive them off the internet for reasons that I do not and will never understand. But what I do understand is that he had a seething hatred for Rebecca's victim, to the point of making video rants towards them, as he does about Star Giant Productions today. He was 20 years old at the time, and his age is important to this story, because his 17-year-old girlfriend, Lily, was also involved. Amanda, and a user that goes by the name of French Fry, takes us up to 4. User X was the 5th member of this group. And I think I should make it clear one of the reasons that I'm giving them anonymity for this. They should not have been involved in the events to follow for several reasons, but I do want to make it known upfront.
Any proof, a single crumb of evidence? I don't know anything. Like,
they have directly apologized for what they have done, and they have also suffered for what they have done. And I would not have been able to get these answers without their help. It is also worth noting that no member of this group got a direct contact explaining
Stardust, look in the comments. There's timestamps to go to the 3rd one for when this important part starts. Okay. Yeah, I don't think anybody's denying that, that Nekopon is a fucking freak and harass people. My biggest criticism of Endo is that Endo sat in that call screaming at Rosa, okay? While having been way more fucking complicit in helping Nekopon do what they did. Endo also found out later that from Star Giant that Rosa was not a mod with powers, or wasn't even a mod, and didn't apologize. Still acts like, oh, Rosa deserved it. Fuck you, you fucking bitch. You are such a lying sack of shit. You're so evasive, and you have the biggest victim complex in the world. Shut the fuck up. Ridiculous. Endo is a fucking psychopath, probably a compulsive liar, and called themselves a fucking lapdog for Nekopon. Did Endo ever apologize to Rosa? No. Endo said that she deserved it. I mean, I'm willing to say she's a fucking cunt. Okay? I mean, sorry, they are a fucking cunt, or him. He is a fucking cunt, okay? Like, the cuntiest cunt that has ever cunted, okay? Fuck Endo. Fuck lying bitches who do this shit. You could have been groomed, but don't fucking act like you're on a fucking moral high horse, yelling at this woman who ended up being bedridden the next day because of the stress, when you were way more fucking complicit in what Nekopon was doing than Rosa ever was. Yeah, and Rosa tried to apologize to Endo, and Endo still was a fucking cunt to her. Like, I have so much hatred for somebody like that. I have so much hatred for that. Victims do not get to have immunity when they turn around to be monsters too, Stardust. Exactly. Victims can be victims and still do wrong. And you cannot use your trauma or the fact that you're a victim as a shield forever. Grow up. Grow up and own your fucking responsibilities, you dumb fucking bitch. That's my opinion. Fucking clip it and send it, okay? Where is the timestamps in here? The third part you said? No timestamps there. Oh, here it is. Chapter 2. Chapter 3, Hunting Mongrels. I cannot wait for Thomas to go into the comments again to call you out for that one. Thomas can suck my fat fucking clit, okay? In terms of victimization, sorry for the vulgarity. In terms of victimization, Endo is worse than Amber Heard. I actually believed Amber Heard, to an extent. Like, yeah, I don't know. But Endo is way less willing to take accountability. I will say that, so. Than Amber Heard, so. Kurt, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. It bothers me that Endo tries to act like they were this tragic figure in this, but ignore the fact that they were okay and Rosa being harassed and bullied. Exactly. Props to Rosa for being able to sit in a call like that for 4 hours. Yeah, you think any of these motherfuckers would be able to do that? They'd leave. They'd leave. Where is it? Chapter. Miss Rosa goes to Senate. Line on Roses. Which one do I go to? Thomas, please take my essence. It's so funny. Lion on Roses. Okay. Content warning. Did you guys know there was a study done? Now, I don't know if there's been an update on that study, but there was a study done at some point that content warnings or trigger warnings like sometimes cause more trauma to people than if they're just not there. I don't know how true that is, but anyways, content warning. Abuse, ableism, slur, self-harms, what else? I still want to know why Star, who was only guilty of mocking Endo, rightfully, gets more pot shots in this vid than Kumo, who's apparently guilty of getting a girl to cut herself. It's a little weird. I didn't know I had that many pot shots. I thought he made one shot at me in this.
We're now in the summer of 2021. Nekopon is completely missing in action. No one is publicly defending her, except Rebecca. Sometimes. Occasionally. When she feels like it. Her protectors have broken apart. Ray Rance has shifted to making terrible response videos about Rebecca. The only remnant of all of this is Mystic Mongrel, trying to reconnect with User X, who wants nothing to fucking do with her. And things go quiet for a while.
Stars, he goes at you like 3 times. Oh, it's time to get into banana mode. That's what we need. We need to get into banana mode because he wants to come at me. Okay, we're ready.
That is until the winter of 2022. We go to the YouTube user Techno. I don't know the exact date because Techno nuked his entire channel. What I do know is that he made videos not only criticizing Rebecca, and me apparently, but he ran this series called Internet Horrors, which was there to document the strange and criminal that occupies the internet. Think people like Cosmodor. It's a show that users like That Creepy Reading or Blame It on George do today. Rosa Ray Ramsey is having a feud with a YouTuber, Zaid Magenta, formerly known as Misanthropony. And by feud, I mean that she constantly harasses him and spam posts about him. She goes on Techno's live stream.
What the fuck is the music?
To have Zaid Magenta.
I don't know. This is so fucking... Also, what are these graphics? Why? Engage banana mode. You don't want me to go full banana, okay? Nobody survives full banana.
And full disclosure, me, be put on Techno's Internet Horrors series. One thing that you should know is that Techno was part of an internet sphere called the Senate. The Senate was a barbarian Discord server run by Lyle Convoy, who has 2 very different realms of occupation on the internet. Talking about nerd shit, like, once again, full disclosure, rightfully calling out my terrible take on Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and also hunting predators and other degenerates. The Senate as a whole was tied to many stories, for better or worse. From Carmen Rider to Hypnotist Sappho to, of course, Nekopon.
John Enters said that if anyone wanted to argue about Endo being groomed, that he was going to immediately ban them. Well, even, look, Endo could have been groomed. I've said that 1 billion times. It doesn't make Endo immune from criticism. I will criticize the fuck out of Endo. You don't get to use that as a shield. Grow the fuck up. Are you an adult or no? Do you need to be in a, like, assisted care home or no? Do you want to be an independent adult? Can you take responsibility like a normal fucking adult would? Or no? Tell me.
As a barbarian server, it could get very out of hand, and it did, constantly. Many of Lyo's former associates were kicked out of the group for doing something incredibly egregious. Zaid was kicked to the curb for telling people that he wanted them to get shut up by gangs. Coyote Lovely was kicked out for running an op where he would flirt with hypnotist Sappho for over 2 months. And Hopeless Peaches, who was second in command, is a story that could fill the ocean. To be clear, Lyo himself abhors these tactics, and he did take the first two to task when they were caught. And he couldn't do it to Peaches, because Peaches burned and ran. Lyo would meet Rosa Ray Ramsey on Techno's stream, as they duked it out over what I can only assume is the most wholesome of discussion.
Do you know what the word hypocrisy means?
I do so know.
Alright, then do you recognize that you are in fact a hypocrite?
More likely.
Good.
That...
At least you'll admit that. At least you're honest about one thing in your awful life. So let's go ahead and continue down this road. I asked you, what is one of your favorite cartoons? Do you have an answer yet?
At some point, Rosa let the Nekopon story slip.
I didn't ask if she was one of your friends, because you said she is your friend. Oh, that doofus who also failed to report a child predator in her own server and
When has Lyo ever properly reported a predator? Ever. When has he ever properly reported a predator? You know one thing that I'm really glad that came out? The whole Dr. Disrespect shit that came out, and it came out that Twitch did the correct thing and reported Dr. Disrespect to Nick Mech. When did Lyo ever do that? Never. Twitch knew to do that. Twitch fucking reported Dr. Disrespect to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children.
Consistently dodges people who want to ask about it. That person? Yes, you did.
We didn't know we didn't know about what she was. We didn't know what this person was doing until.
What person am I referring to right now?
Until
what
we
person?
finally kicked them
What
out.
person am I referring to in this case?
Nekopan?
Yeah, and to this day, Star Giant refuses to talk about it. In fact, Star Giant told me...
Okay. Wait, no, you know what? Never mind.
...that unless there has been a court case, you can't call somebody a child predator.
I didn't know about... Me and my friend Rebecca didn't know about what Nekopan was doing behind our back because we had to deal with someone else who was lying. This person was known as... And
A child predator?
well, let's just say she's a...
I don't want to... If you ever
let's
say,
just
let's
say
just
she
say
was a
again, I'm going to
liar.
lose... If you say, let's just say again, I'm going to genuinely lose my temper with you. Do you want that?
I mean, he's such a fucking cocksucker here, you know? Like, what an absolute fucking cocksucker.
No.
Now, let me be very clear here. I don't care.
I will continue to call. I mean, this dude wanted to suck somebody's essence, you know? Like, this dude is a fucking cocksucker, okay? Not that there's anything wrong with it, but at least own up that you suck cock. Like, you are a mad cocksucker. You suck cock left and right. You go into the alley, okay? Like, at least once, like, after everybody's gotten off work, you offer, like, a happy hour specials to people in the fucking alley sucking their cock, okay? My essence. I don't think Lyo goes to the glory. He's literally in the alley offering people happy hour specials at 5 o'clock when they get off work. He's like, quick, give me your cock. I'm going to steal your essence. It's like, bro, calm down. Like, you don't need to be that enthusiastic. You're scaring people away. In fact, if he went to jail and he came with that essence about sucking people's cocks, like, probably all the prisoners would leave him alone. There would be no, he would not have to deal with, like, prison assault because they'd be like, stay away from that guy. He wants to suck your cock and he's going to suck it really hard. Like, you know, like, Jesus Christ. You know?
Actually, I do care because I don't like liars, which is why I don't like you. Because lying, that is a lot less condemning than being a child predator. Do you understand me?
Well, let's just say we didn't know that what Nekopan was doing behind our backs.
Legitimately, he's literally that guy in the prison who all the prison mates, they stay the fuck away from him. Nobody wants to be his roommate or bunkmate because, you know, he's the guy who sucks the cocks. And he is really, he's too enthusiastic about it, you know? Like that, like all the, you know, the top guy who get, you know, he will get his dick sucked by everybody except for Live. He's like, stay away from that guy. That guy's a fucking freak, you know? Be terrorizing the entire fucking prison with his essence stealing skills, you know? Like, stay away from that guy. He's gonna make you, he's gonna suck your cock and make you fuck him in the ass. like they're like running away. Like, no, please leave me alone. Like, what the fuck? Wait, Kumo says, hey, sorry, I gave Lio those Asta chat logs and I've been checking in with him and he's not responded for a while now. Oof. Yeah. Stardust, you're describing a guy who's way cooler than Lio. No, I'm telling you. It's not like the good type of cocksucker. It's like the guy who's like, you know, he probably uses too much teeth, you know? And then nobody wants to, you know, he just sucks cock way too fucking enthusiastically. Stay away from that dude. He'll ask you to fuck him in the ass while he wears a lion mask on. It smells like shit. Oh my god. Almost 2 weeks of no response. Even Monstrous looked into them and got back to me before him, and she doesn't even have a horse in this race. That's fucking wild. Hey man, give me your food. Let me suck your essence out of you. Nah, bro is tweaking. Get away. Ah, help. Yeah, he like turns the entire prison hierarchy on its upside down. Cause he's just so mad for cock, you know? Like instead of like the prison bitch being the one who like is taking it in the ass by everybody and sucking everybody off, like the fucking pimp of the fucking prison, you know, is the one who's like, I'm sucking all the cocks, and everybody's like, oh god, please, not again, you know. I'm sorry. Don't steal my essence, leave my essence alone. Jesus Christ, dude. Kiss me in my hot mouth. I'm feeling romantic. Quick, get me your cock. People are like, no, no, I don't want it. No. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is so fucking funny to me. I'm sorry, I gotta stop. This joke has gone on way too long. I've beat it into the horse now. I have beat the horse completely into the ground. It took you days to give me essence? Oh my god, what the fuck? Real horny hours? Yeah, seriously. No, he's pulling his cock out. Oh my god. Do I look like I'm having a fun time? Somebody needs to do a fucking skit. Oh my god, that's so funny. This, yeah, all the prisoners are gonna be doing this. He's having a great time.
No, don't touch me there. This is my no square.
Okay, yeah, that's basically everybody in the prison. Like, the top dog in the prison. Just the entire prison hierarchy just absolutely turned on its head because, you know, the cocksucker becomes like, you know, he's like, I'm gonna hunt you. Like, I'm gonna hunt you. And if you're a predator, I'm gonna steal your fucking essence. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, dude. Like, yeah, he's the hunter. He's the predator hunter in the prison. But, you know, he's hunting for your cock, you know? He's gonna steal your essence. Why are threatening to call people's parents if they don't go and drive? What the fuck? Why running into the protected custody wing? I hunt pedophiles. Unzips. Well, he wouldn't be unzipping his pants. He would be unzipping other people's pants and stealing their essence, you know? Fuck. He'll be going at it like he does, yelling at mental ill people in the McDonald's. Yeah. Chill Goblin says, all the prisoners huddled in the corner, scared shitless, trembling in fear, and all you see is him approaching. I will steal your essence. Do you hear me? And they're like, not again. I'm dry. I got nothing left. I got nothing left, sir. Please leave me alone. Oh my god, dude. Wait, somebody's Lio does fidget spinner tricks with other people's guys. I'm the essence hunter, and it's open season in this prison. Ovulation convoy? What? Let's play the video. I'm sorry. I had too much fun with this one. I'm here, boys. I need that sweet, milky essence. Right. He's gonna call our mommies. Oh my god. Yeah, it's like from the movie. Instead of I drink your milkshake, I drink your essence. Oh my god. Oh, Jesus. I'm sorry, I had way too much fun with that.
Until eventually...
You ruined sex for me now? I'm sorry. Could we count stealing essence as a grape threat to Rosa? It might be. Stars is going to get canceled for being homophobic if this doesn't end soon. No, wait. I'm not homophobic. I love my gay brothers and sisters, okay? Sucking cock is not a problem. It's with the intensity that Lio wants to steal people's essence, okay? That's the issue. He's just being a fiend at this point, you know? Like, it's like dealing with, like, a crack addict. If you don't let me suck your essence, I'm gonna call your mom. Oh my god, dude. Mods abolish sex? Oh my god. Your essence brings me to the yard. Dang right, I steal it better than y'all. Dang right, I can teach you, but I have to charge. Oh my god, dude. Starting to peel your banana, I swear to. Okay, I'm sorry. Well, let's resume.
You didn't listen when you were told. Because Call Me Nil has been trying to get a hold of your little buddy for a while now and has actively avoided her. Consistently, and avoids me too. You were more concerned with lying to you than you were the fact that you had a child predator.
Nekopon was doing was wrong, and then eventually we kicked her out.
Eventually. You eventually kicked her out. How long between finding out the information and removing her was it?
I'm gonna say, like, I lost track. It's been, like, a long...
Was it days?
Yeah, he does think he's Batman.
Probably.
It took you days to remove a child predator.
How many days did it take Lio to get rid of all the fucking predators in his community? How many years did he know people for?
I think it was like.
It took you days?
Probably.
Days? It should have taken you 5 goddamn
days.
seconds!
It was probably like 4 days.
4 days between
It took you days to give me your essence.
finding out someone in your server is a child predator.
Sir, please, I'm dry. I got nothing left in me. I'm dehydrated. I need water.
And removing them. Are you stupid?
But for reasons that I do not and will never understand, Rosa agreed to come onto a stream with Lio on his own channel, January 9th, 2023.
It should have taken you seconds. I need to make a puppet for Lio now. It should have taken you seconds. I will steal your essence. Are you stupid? You need what? You need water? Are you stupid? Do I need to call your caregiver?
It does not go well.
Oh my
At this
God.
point, I need to make two things clear. For my Rebecca video back in March, I did get help from Lio Convoy, which I did state in that video. And even with him about to say, I do not regret my decision. He had information that I absolutely needed for the Nekopon portion of the video. And as Rebecca was tangential to Nekopon, he had a lot
Oh my
of
God, chat is fucking killing me. It took you days to get your essence stick hard? Oh my God. Make a PNG tuber of McDonald's Lio? I need to.
information on her that was extremely useful. He also gave me this video of Mystic Mongrel cracking an egg on her head. I don't know where or when he got it, but he's the one I got it from. I will also state that he didn't take direct participation in our investigation, if you're curious about that. At present, though, through investigation for this video, his character flaws and his investigative skills have revealed themselves to be far too troubling for me to tolerate in any regard. Going Jack Bauer on the mentally handicapped is only the tip of the iceberg, and I will be making it known each moral and technical failing that I've identified. And if a man is willing to dish it out, I hope the man can take it.
And if somebody comes in saying they're going to kill themselves, we remove them immediately. That's our responsibility. It's how we have to do things. Because I've had to sit here in call with somebody with an armed gun who has threatened to do so. I had to take on that responsibility. I chose to, so nobody else here would have to. That's why the rules are the way they are.
The other thing I need to make clear is about Rosa Ray Ramsey. Despite this being one of the most talked about aspects of the entire debacle, there is still a ton of mystery about her and around her. There's a few reasons for that. Rosa Ray Ramsey is an epileptic who has seizures or medication that ends up causing memory loss. She also has PTSD and is very likely on the spectrum. There are rumors that she's bedbound, but as far as I can tell, those are not true. Despite all of this, Rosa Ray Ramsey...
I'm here, wait, let me see. Lion... Is there a better one? Ah, okay, yeah, here, I'm all... Or there's this one, let me see. Oh, this is better. This one's the best one, I think. Quick! Give me your essence! Oh my god, this is perfect. This one's the perfect one. Okay, resuming.
Has done bad things. She harassed Rebecca's victim, sending them gore, and she has harassed Zaid Magenta, and has likely done this to other people as well. None of Rosa's disabilities excuse this. Whether or not she was pushed or pressured or influenced by anyone, Rebecca, Nekopon, anyone, she is a person with agency. And even beyond all of that, Rosa has been proven to be dishonest.
I just didn't know this person. I just didn't know Nekopon.
Yeah, you did.
She does tell objective and outright lies in both of the calls. Speaking of that, the greatest mystery that no one has been able to solve is, was Rosa Ray Ramsey able to do anything about Nekopon at all? That's what all of these calls are about. Rosa Ray
answer is
Ramsey
no.
was a moderator. That much is confirmed. But beyond that, you're not going to get a straightforward answer. As
No,
we've established-
the answer, there's a fucking interview with Rebecca Starr saying no, she couldn't have done it. This is not true. You're a fucking idiot. You did no fucking research, did you? Sorry, I'm trying to find the perfect lion. I think this one's the best one.
In the last video, Nekopon was not only a moderator, but an artist as well, in Rebecca's server. and with any terms of logic, staff would outrank typical moderators. I also know for a fact that Rebecca should have known this. In my own public server, we did have an issue with a moderator. Nothing as serious as this, but we had a problem where they were deleting the comments of other moderators because they got over-emotional. Maybe because of this or due to Rebecca being Rebecca, she had 5 levels of moderation. And here's the cherry on the sundae. No one fucking knows what any of them meant. Rosa was apparently given the best friends moderation role, which might have been the highest level of moderation, or it was the level of moderation that she handed out like candy to random newcomers. Because
it was the latter. It was the latter. If you did any fucking research in this, you would have known. Jesus.
Is not a logical individual, and she does shit on a whim. She does not have the capability of planning out a layered system like this. Even people who were in the server at the time, who were moderators in the server at the time, like Dar, like Rebecca's victim, they do not fucking remember how Rebecca's moderation system worked. Anyone who is outright stating that Rosa could have done anything does not have the objective knowledge to state that. And honestly, I have to believe quite the contrary. Remember Dar? I have to reiterate, she was a moderator. She heard of Nekopon's allegations. Within 24 hours of that, she was blocked and removed from the server without being told why. And she was removed by another moderator, the 17-year-old Lily. I have no reason to believe that if Rosa tried to talk to Rebecca about this, the same thing wouldn't have happened. Should Rosa have talked to Rebecca about this? Yes. Could Rosa have actually done anything? No. So, what proceeds is
Stardust, he fucking played the clip of Rebecca admitting Neko was a mod as well? Yeah. Yeah, what a fucking idiot. This guy's fucking... this dude is not... Okay, this dude's a fucking... I'm sorry. This dude's a fucking idiot. Okay? This dude's a fucking idiot. Nobody should ever take this guy seriously, ever again. Also, Mr. Enter, how do you actually know Rosa's faking seizures? Also, she mentioned how she has memory issues. Exactly! Sorry, I got distracted by finding a good lion fucking filter. Yeah, Rosa did tell Star Giant and Star did nothing. He's such a fucking idiot. Like, you tell me you've done no fucking research. You spent more time making this into a Danganronpa themed whatever the fuck it is than actually doing the research. Your video would have been 10 times better if you did the research, you fucking idiot.
Do not fucking remember how Rebecca's moderation system worked. Anyone who is outright stating that Rosa could have done anything does not have the objective knowledge to state that. And honestly, I have to believe quite the contrary. Remember Dar? I have to reiterate, she was a moderator. She heard of Nekopon's allegations. Within 24 hours of that, she was blocked and removed from the server without being told why. And she was removed by another moderator, the 17-year-old Lily. I have no reason to believe that if Rosa tried to talk to Rebecca about this, the same thing wouldn't have happened. Should Rosa...
Rebecca even admits that Rosa tried to talk to her about it. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Mr. Enter did like 3 minutes of research, probably. Yeah, no, Rosa is so mentally stunted that she's legally considered to need the same handling as a child. It's fucking crazy. This guy is lazy and a fucking disgrace, and he should be ashamed of this video. This guy is lazy, a disgrace, and he should be ashamed, and he's a fucking idiot.
Rosa have talked to Rebecca about this?
It's worse, he got the info from Lio. Maybe he did. Mr. Enter is the only guy in prison who gets his essence voluntarily stolen.
Yes. Could Rosa have actually done anything? No. So, what proceeds is 5 hours across 2 separate calls of just the most indescribable shit. Everyone calls out the 4-hour-long one, and we will get there. But let's start out with the original 1-hour call on Lio's channel at present. Cause, it's not pretty either.
Don't you tell me if only I don't care how you met Star Giant Productions. I couldn't care less if you met her in the back of a doggone Taco Bell sucking off dick. I don't care.
First of all, a lot of this...
He would know, wouldn't he? He would know.
A lot of both of these calls is about Zayd Magenta's opinion on Star Wars.
Alright, so Zaid has a lot of opinions about Star Wars. I don't understand how that's
And
such a big deal.
Which, like, I don't give a shit. I don't think anyone who's made it this far in the story gives a shit. But I do have to make it known. So much of these calls, the first one especially, is about talking about Zaid Magenta's opinions on Star Wars. And it's incredibly annoying for these calls to be pushed in that direction when they should be about more serious matters. The stuff that isn't about Star Wars in the first call, most of the rest of it is Lio Convoy insulting Rosa.
What do you mean I didn't show up? I was here at 4. Where were you, you lazy piece of garbage? To take a little sleep, because Lord knows you could use the beauty sleep. I've seen photos of you. Why didn't you, in the depths of your ignorance, decide to tell people you're going to bed and you might not be here on time?
Like,
What
right
a
out of the
fucking
gate.
idiot.
Rosa did come 4 hours late to the call, which is definitely bad, but,
Hey, retard,
Tell
pay
me.
attention! Pay attention! And I hate having to use that word. I apologize, I should not have. And more importantly, I care a lot about disabled people. I care
No,
very
you
deeply
don't,
for them.
you
That's why
fucking-
I apologize for calling you retarded.
No,
because I-
you don't, you fucking idiot. No, you don't. You lying sack of shit. No, you don't. You never have. You only care about getting all of this fake fucking glory and pretending to be Chris Hansen when you didn't do any fucking research to even know where to properly report these things, you fucking idiot.
Met people who have mental retardation. They are very sweet, very kind people, and they're smarter than you.
be prepared
Oh, that's so nice, Lio, isn't it? Wow.
to listen to that word a lot, by the way. It comes up a lot.
Yeah, no fucking shit, retard. No shit, retard. No shit, retard. I'm asking why you won't even abide your own
Rosa didn't even have her face out there yet. Wait, Lio shared her face docs?
standards.
Now, this group has been called out time and time and time again for their ableism. That is absolutely worth commenting on. But at this point, I don't have time or the wherewithal to be redundant on any of this. If you want people to go on and on about every single slur that's said, you can find those videos elsewhere. In
Cry more. Cry more.
matters as serious
Idiot.
as this, we have to put our emotions on the back burner and tackle things rationally. What is Rosa being accused for here? I'm sorry, what's Rosa being assumed to be guilty for? Letting a predator stay in the server for 8 months. I have to make this clear. That is a bad thing to do. That is a terrible thing to do. And there should absolutely be consequences for it. Mental disabilities or otherwise. But I have to ask.
Okay, how about this? You're willing to say mental disabilities or otherwise, people need to be held accountable. How about this? Victim or otherwise, people need to also be held accountable. Where's the consistency?
What do any of these theatrics accomplish? The friend group did what both Rebecca and now Rosa is being accused of. Some, like Ray Rance, went even further, and while being tormented by Mongrel is an explanation, it does not excuse what transpired. But you notice how I've gotten all of these DMs and all of these answers from user X who is culpable, and how Lio got, like, nothing from all of this? You know how I did that, right? I asked for them. Calmly. I didn't turn this into an internet blood sport, because getting the important answers is what's supposed to be important in situations like this. It's more important than telling the guilty party,
"You deranged lunatic." Just say, "You lying, worthless piece of garbage."
I have more than a few things that I want to say about Lio and his work at this point, but I
You look
think
like
the point of the
Reservoir, oh
matter
my
is
god.
to systematically reveal his
Funny.
failings in this case, so they do not happen again. People have gotten hurt due to how this whole thing was handled. And not just Rosa. Rosa was not the only Star Giant mod called up. Dar was as well. The call has not been leaked or released as of the making of this video, and I hope for everyone's sake it does not get released. I'm not going to say exactly what happened in it for the sake of Dar's privacy, but I will say that it did not end well. The Rosa call doesn't end well. Towards the end, Lio is threatening to call Rosa's parents about all this.
Let me be very clear here. Make sure you clean the gunk out of your ears instead of closing your window so you can understand me. You have made yourself an absolute spectacle. You are a complete freak show. You hang around with the worst of possible people who you think are going to enable and abet you. So here's what's going to happen. You need to knock off the nonsense. Which means, by the way, stop schizo posting about Zaid. Stop obsessing over him. Stop talking about him. Because if I keep catching you do it, this is going to happen again and it's going to be worse. Because next step, since
I think the call should be leaked to show what Lio's up to, TBH. I don't know. Is there anything more in here?
You made it very clear that you can't control yourself. I'm contacting your parents. And I don't want to have to, because you're 30 years old and I shouldn't have to, but it's very clear to me that you can't follow instructions.
And all in all, literally nothing is accomplished. They get nothing out of Rosa. In fact, it can seem as if Rosa is entirely unaware of the situation. While that can absolutely be frustrating, it is no excuse to lose your temper.
Because the truth of the matter is, you will idealistically shack up with anybody who'll give you the right type of attention, which is why you're hanging out with Peach the Witch, aka Mongrel.
Then why did she help me with emotional support?
Because she is a mentally stunted, deranged lunatic who thinks she's everybody's hero despite the fact that she screws up literally everything she touches. Hate to tell you
So
this,
do
stupid,
you
but just
dumb
because somebody's
fucking
nice to you
idiot.
doesn't mean they're a good person. Mongrel has an axe to grind against this server because I did the one thing her parents failed to. I told her the truth. And she did not like it.
Yo, Glitterbell, thank you so much for the raid. Very much appreciated. Lai was so obsessed with Rosa's parents, it's weird. Yeah, it is weird. Wow, such a big man, living vicariously through an 80s cartoon, no real identity to themselves, yeah. Thank you so much for the raid, Glitterbell. Guys, go check out Glitterbell. Glitterbell is another content creator. She is primarily on Twitch, from what I can tell. This is her channel. I'm going to share it. Okay, you guys better go check her out. Okay, she's very based. Okay.
There's a reason why she lives in her car. There's a reason why she just went to jail for a few days. She is the biggest issue with all of her own problems, but instead she thinks it's everybody else's fault. She refuses to take responsibility just like you do.
I have no idea exactly what Lyle meant about that. I did ask him about Mystic Mongrel, but I don't think I got a very concrete answer. Beyond, she's a scumbag, a degenerate, or in it for clout. Also, here's this video where she admits to spreading CP. I had to put most of these pieces together myself. Like, I wasn't told that she was friends with Nekopon at one point, or that she sexually harassed Nekopon at one point. Either the Tecmo stream or the first Rosa call is apparently how Endo and Lyle Convoy got together. And Endo enlisted Lyle Convoy to help expose Nekopon. What follows is quite the showcase. I want to make something abundantly clear, adamantly clear. In this next chapter, I am going to be critical of Endo. I am going to have some questions of Endo's honesty.
Oh.
It will not be
Oh, interesting. Okay.
pretty. However, Endo was groomed by Nekopon. This is an objective fact. I have no patience for dipshits like Stardust, who make reaction videos and make fun of Endo for talking about being groomed, just because they—
She didn't talk. Oh, sorry. Endo did not talk. Not she. He didn't talk about being groomed in that fucking video. He didn't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're a fucking idiot if you think so.
groomed by Nekopon. This is an objective fact. I have no patience.
I wasn't making fun of Endo for being groomed. I was making fun of Endo for being inconsistent in their story. Fucking idiot.
For dipshits like Stardust, who make reaction videos and make fun of Endo for talking about being groomed, just because they hate Lyle Convoy. Endo was groomed by Nekopon, and I will ban anyone who doubts that fact, and I am not afraid to name and shame.
Yeah, that video is an admission of guilt of being a lapdog and defending Neko against decent people. I need to call this guy out. I need to.
There is evidence, there is testimony, there is witnesses, and there is literally zero doubts that Nekopon groomed Endo. Endo was not the only victim of Nekopon, but they were a victim and they were significantly hurt.
Wait, let me see.
There's witnesses, and there is literally zero doubts that Nekopon groomed Endo. Endo was not the only victim of Nekopon, but they were a victim.
None of us have seen the evidence. All I know is that Endo yelled at Rosa Ray Ramsey and refused to take any accountability for themselves. I just want to hear what the rest of what this guy is saying about me.
Because they hate Lyle Convoy. Endo was groomed by Nekopon, and I will ban anyone who doubts that fact, and I am not afraid to name and shame. There is evidence, there is testimony, there is witnesses, and there is literally zero doubts that Nekopon groomed Endo. Endo was not the only victim of Nekopon, but they were a victim and they were significantly hurt. With that in mind, let's talk about Rosa's last stand. This is a 4-hour behemoth of
How
a
are you gonna have a fucking content warning? How are you gonna have a fucking content warning and then censor one of the words? Did you see that?
Let's talk about Rosa's last stand.
Why did you censor this? Of all the fucking things to censor, that's what you censor. Gun sounds might also trigger someone, that's true.
This is a 4-hour behemoth of a video on the Senate that took place on January 31st, 2023, a few mere weeks after the first call. It was leaked in February of 2024, for reasons that we will get into, but the calendar in the video clearly shows the date and time. The behavior in this video is inexcusable. There's no way to beat around the bush, and if given the choice between watching Rebecca's addressing my abuse or this one, I'd watch Rebecca's video 5 times without blinking, for 3.5 hours. This woman is insulted in just about every way imaginable, until it's finally shot down by Ponder Sprocket stepping in and telling off everyone, with the help of Harley TBS.
Admittedly, I haven't been here for very long, so I didn't hear the start of the conversation, but I do need to ask, do you guys actually think that the throwing of insults and blatant, I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it, this is bullying. Do you really think that this is helping, or do you think that this is just gonna make Rose feel like she's the victim in this situation?
Stardust, I guess that's lazy person's video has evidence of Endo being... Wait, what lazy person? Lazy bedhead? Okay. I am about an hour into the stream and I cannot get over how this Mr. Enter guy is so extremely goofy. Like, in what world am I where someone is talking about a predator with goofy anime assets and editing? Yeah, I don't...
She's going to maybe victimize herself because you are actively bullying her and apparently have been doing it for 4 hours.
Harley TBS, if you're wondering, is someone that Hopeless Peaches tried to poison the mind of Lyle Convoy against. And when these two finally show up, and ruin Peach's fun, Peaches runs like a worm. Lyle Convoy gets a lot of the criticism for this call, as he should. This is his house, and what happens in it is his responsibility. But for the first hour of the call, he's not even available.
Which one of these things is worse? It's a simple question. I don't need an essay answer. Which one of these things is worse? Okay, when I say stop, that's exactly what I mean. I don't need to say it in multiple different languages. Everybody can be able to understand what stop means. I mean, clearly you don't, but still.
It's
okay,
not
so I'm not done. I am not done. I'm still speaking. I have the conch. I am speaking. So, real quick.
Which is beyond unprofessional. This is a call talking about how someone dealt with, or rather, didn't deal with a predator. This is a serious matter. So serious that you couldn't, I don't know, schedule the call for an hour later when you had the opportunity to sit down and focus. Most of the shit show, however, is run by Hopeless Peaches, who is allegedly drunk.
I'm part of the LGBT, so you can trust me easy, so go tell me.
I know, but...
I got my drink poured. Go ahead.
Allegedly. Throughout the entire video, he is entirely on the attack like a schoolyard bully, coming right out of the gate with slurs and all manner of terrible language.
Even answer that. How old are you?
Why would you care about this?
I asked you a simple question.
Dude, this is so irritating listening to this. It's just, I need to get back into banana mode. I'm sorry. Okay. Cringe footage, what? Yeah, I know. Stars enter X Lio fanfiction, that needs to happen. Why the entire fuck are you working with Lio John Enter? Oof. Fucking rough, yeah. You don't speak, I have the essence stick. That's my dick, bro. Please let go. Like, please, you're gripping it really hard. Oh my god, dude.
Can you not count that high? You can either apologize for what you actually did, or you could turn around and say, you know what, Blue? I'm not sorry because I don't understand because I'm a retard. Rosa, I'll help you. I will help you right now. I will help you. I will give you that grace. You're not here to be helped, dickhead.
Okay, but like, where else does he call me a dipshit?
Just because we understand doesn't mean we care. Hold on, let her cook. I want to know this backstory. I've been waiting for so long for the anime backstory.
No, do the essence bit as a line. Okay, I will. I'll do the essence. I don't think I can do it with this lion one. It just feels too real. This one I can do though. Give me that essence, boy. Yeah, please, sir, please. 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 I'm all out. I'm all dry. I need water. I'm dehydrated. I'm gonna pass out. Give me that essence. I have the essence stick. You don't speak. I have the essence stick. Sir, please. That's my penis. Please let go. You're gripping it very tightly.
Let's go. Let's go, anime sluthole backstory.
Rosa, is that you?
No, that's me. I'm giggling.
Peaches is clearly
I was talking to my mom and it come back to this. I tapped out. What the fuck did it come back to? This is the content I come here for. You don't speak. I speak. I have the essence stick. You do not speak. It is my speaking turn. I am holding the essence stick. Sir, please. Please let go of my penis. You're grabbing it pretty hard.
far more interested in mocking and making fun of Rosa, to the point of even giggling at times. Peaches also uses legit manipulation tactics. There's one moment in the call where he's asking Rosa how she's doing, which sounds uncharacteristically sincere.
I'm gonna ask now that we're so far. Rosa, how are you feeling?
Wait, I'm sorry. I have to do it again. It took you days to give me your essence? What do you mean erectile dysfunction? It should have taken seconds.
Just not sure what to say right now.
But it's actually a tactic to confuse someone's sense of trust. And all of this goes on long past the point where Rosa is literally begging to leave the call.
I just don't know. Please.
Oh, you don't know. I told you, you have two choices.
I like that this guy likes to. I like that this guy gets to fucking swoop in and take all the fucking glory and get all the fucking credit, and then gets to trash anybody else who's been critical of Lio and the Senate. Like, what a fucking piece of shit. What a fucking piece of shit. Just come in. Other people have been putting in the work. Not even me. There have been other people who've been putting in the work here for a very long time. Kumo? Akumu? Gilded? There have been people here who've been putting in the work for a very long time. This dude just comes in, swoops in, takes all the glory, and then trashes everybody else. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. He should be and yeah, North as well. What a fucking piece of shit. Enla and Leia, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's just fucking, it's ridiculous. This guy is an absolute piece of shit. You knew that you would, this is like easy views for you. You knew that you would get, you know, all the praise. You know, you're a much bigger subscriber count than any of those people. They've been putting in the work. You have not. You don't deserve this. You don't deserve the credit.
Here.
We leave.
You had two choices. Which one's it gonna be? You're not leaving until you make a choice.
Go.
You're not leaving until you make a choice.
There is no way to describe this behavior as other than abhorrent. But let's put our emotions aside. A lot of the people in this call were victims of grooming. Endo, Hopeless Peaches, Blueweed, so on. And so what actually ended up happening is that many of them ended up projecting their trauma onto Rosa Ray Ramsey. Wild Convoy even says this.
The only person more culpable other than Star Giant is Necopon themselves. So congratulations.
No, this is not true. The person more culpable than Star Giant, not Star Giant, Star Giant and Necopon are the most culpable. The person who comes next, who's in this call, who is also culpable, is Endo, because Endo admitted to being a lapdog for Necopon. Endo admitted to partaking in harassing Necopon's victims. That's who is the next most culpable. Honestly, Ray, it's not even, you can have qualms and disagreements with other people, but to blanketly put every person on an other category and say they're all bad is fucking childish at best. It's not even childish. It's tactical. This guy wants all of the credit for exposing people, and doesn't want to give any credit to anybody else who's been putting the time in. Everybody should shun this guy. He's a piece of shit. Was Endo an adult during that call? Yes. Why is a SpongeBob hater yapping about this? True.
You're the bronze medal here. Star's the silver. Negopon's the gold.
So what this essentially becomes is, couldn't get the groomer, couldn't get Star Giant Productions, so you'll have to do. Take their lumps. It doesn't help that people are putting words in Rosa's mouth, especially Peaches. Remember, Rosa Ray Ramsey has memory issues, according to her own words.
Yes, I'm epileptic.
Okay, and I'm a cripple. What's your point?
Well,
there are tons of people that I haven't even gotten to that have been putting in all of this work, all of this time into this community. I'm relatively new here. So I just think it's crazy that this guy comes in, swoops in, tries to take all of the fucking glory for exposing a bunch of people, tries to moral frog about people like being, psychopaths, or me making fun of somebody for being inconsistent in their stories, or, crying inappropriately. Tries to paint anybody else who's done any of the work, any of the legwork here, in a bad light. It is tactical. Make no mistake. This is not something that was done by accident. This was done on purpose because he wants all of the fucking points for himself. He doesn't want to share with anybody else who did all the legwork.
I had seizures in my life since when I was young.
Base
And
cute guys.
the effects of it could cause memory loss. This is why I forget sometimes. I forget the years that happened.
She asks this at one point.
We're talking about Andrew Clark. You were just defending him. But now...
I didn't clock that this is the 9/11 guy, Lamau. Is bro overcompensating because he was working with Star Giant? It might be a little bit of that too. It's probably both. It's probably he feels guilty because he worked with Star Giant for some time. And also, it's tactical because he doesn't want anybody else to get any credit, even though he is not the one who did the legwork in a lot of this.
Suddenly, because this thing came out that, oh yeah, by the way, he defended cuties, you want to pivot over to Necopon? No. We're not doing that right now. No.
Isn't this just long ago? Just once upon a time. Isn't this just once upon a time, just long ago?
No. No. Okay, I'm gonna stop you right fucking there, okay? Because now I'm starting to get pissed. It doesn't matter how long ago it was. What matters is that these children were scarred for life. okay?
If you make a clip of me saying that it's tactical, Cute Guts, can you send it to me? I'd like to tweet it at him.
Get it. But
no, clearly you don't, because you're saying that it was long ago and forever and once upon a time. That's not how it works.
How many years was that? Just how many years was that?
It doesn't matter how many years it's been.
You're sat here saying that it was years ago, right? And that's your stance for why it doesn't matter.
I just don't know how many years ago.
Even without the memory issues, this is not the most objectionable question, relevant or not. But once again, thanks to Hopeless Peaches, this becomes the sentiment that grooming goes away with time. And this sentiment is what becomes fact to the people who were there, Endo included. And it comes up time and time and time and time again. And it gets the crowd to turn on Rosa for something that she never even fucking said. They're not interested in answers or hearing Rosa. I know this because so many times Rosa tries to give them an answer and gets cut off, usually by Peaches. They either speak over her.
Who did fucking Star using? Is Dar the Star using me?
Yes, Star is using you. That's what I just said.
Oh crap! Can you imagine falling on the sword for a mush mouth like Star Giant Productions?
Cut her off entirely.
When we're begging you, pleading you to explain what the hell is going on. I have been sitting here trying to be so nice. And you know what? Even I'm getting fucking pissed.
Or having a completely separate conversation.
Oh, hello, Rosie. I am Officer Bias with the Cyber Police, real name Jonathan T. Markison. And I have a few questions for you, because this is now a legal matter. Yeah, first things first, why are you fat?
It's a big key question.
Also, at one point, Lio asks Rosa to dox herself, which is nice.
I'm gonna ask you some questions. I know you're stupid, but try to pay attention. What's your city and state?
Please, enough with personal life.
I asked you what your city and state is.
If you keep on bringing my personal life, then...
Almost nicer than when he says this.
I'm trying to build an example here that you will hopefully be able to grasp. You live with your mother. If your mother decides to lose it and put a bullet in everybody in that household, where she worked and how she got her job will have no relevance to why she did what she did.
Okay, this moment. It's kind of off topic, but I have to talk about this one moment in particular. Rosa is trying to explain that Nekopon was a previous artist for Rebecca, and Lio says this.
There's a guy who worked...
Oh, Stardust, it was Baji who gave the face pic to Lio without people knowing what she looks like. Okay, that's interesting.
in an auto shop. Do you understand that?
Uh-huh.
Alright, if that guy goes out the next day and, like, stabs 20 children, like, in the face, did him working at the auto shop have anything to do with that? Do the cops need to know where he worked, how long he worked there, and how he got that job to determine whether or not he stabbed those children?
Oh, I don't have that tactical clip. I don't know when that was, sorry. I think it was like 5 minutes ago. I was saying how what Mr. Enter is doing is very tactical. He's simultaneously, basically he knows, here, you know what? Everybody clip this and send it to me so I can like download it and then like tweet it at him. But basically, it's disgusting. It's super transparent what he's doing. Mr. Enter knows that he is irrelevant, knows that nobody cares about what he does anymore. So he decides to swoop in, leech off of the work that countless smaller creators have done, like Kumo, like Akumu, like Enla, like Gilded, and many, many others. Then trash those content creators who did all the legwork and try to suck up all the good boy points. It's disgusting. It's disgusting, and he should be ashamed of himself. He does incompetent work here, and he is just dog shit at it. Anyways.
Children in the face.
I have to comment on this because I swear to God, this man does not hear himself talk. If someone commits a murder, Does where they work have anything to do with the murder? Yes! Fucking yes! Yes, 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 yes! Yes! Yes, yes, yes! Yes, 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 yes! Other employees can be character witnesses. If the murder took place during work hours and the guy wasn't there, that's evidence to suspicion. He has no alibi. If he does work there when the murder occurred, then he has an alibi and is harder to connect to the murder. An auto shop specifically is specifically relevant to a murder case, since the suspect could have gotten a specialty tool to use in a stabbing. Does where someone work have anything to do with the murder? You know where the phrase going postal comes from, right? Everyone talks about the character flaws, but Lyo's investigative abilities are just as much of a problem as his character. Everyone gets hung up on the ableism, which should be called out as much as it is, but his due diligence to investigating is just as much of a problem.
And so is yours. You did no fucking investigation.
Lyo has these severe blind spots. For example, I don't know, Rebecca's victim. Throughout all of this, Rebecca's victim's name comes up again and again and again. And for some reason that I cannot understand, despite keeping tabs on Rebecca, no one seems to know that they were a grooming victim. Or at the very least, they're not stating that publicly. They also apparently didn't know that Lily was a minor either back in 2020.
What was your fucking excuse? You wanted to defend Ray Rance and Necopon at the same time? I remember someone by the name of Lily. She even mentioned, Star Giant was pissed off that we needed to ban Necopon and Ray Rance. What was the excuse? What's the story? Tell me, what's the story?
In this conversation is the wrong word. This almost reminds me of a literal torture method. Anyway, this is the point where Endo learns that Mongrel is bad news.
Mongrel is quite a difficult person. She always just...
The same person who didn't even watch Star's video about Endo said this, yeah. That's true. That's true. Mr. Grifter, absolutely. Absolutely.
To be like, here, let me comfort you. Let me make it all better. But then all of a sudden, she goes just completely the different opposite approach.
Oh, well, yeah, I don't blame her because you guys literally backstabbed her when Necopon...
Yeah, irresponsible to put an alleged victim in a call with someone who allegedly enabled a predator. Yeah, but to be honest, crazy. Like, the fact that they're trying to hold Rosa to this standard, but they're not holding Endo.
Necopon gave you false information of sexual harassment, and you guys still believed Neko. And we sent you the email as well, before Mongrel got backstabbed.
Well,
that's the fucking irony.
Ooh, Chinchilla got it. Let's see. Let's see. Just 1 second, guys. Sorry for pausing. Basically, it's super transparent what he's done, but basically, it's disgusting. It's super transparent what he's doing. Mr. Enter knows that he is irrelevant, knows that nobody cares about what he does anymore, so he decides to swoop in, leech off of the work that countless smaller creators have done, like Kumo, like Akumu, like Enla, like Gilded, and many, many others. Then trash those content creators who did all the legwork and try to suck up all the good boy points. It's disgusting. It's disgusting, and he should be ashamed of himself. But all right, this is getting downloaded. But wait, why is this not downloading? Okay, well, it's getting downloaded. All right. Thank you, Chinchilla.
So I don't blame Mongrel for being pissed off at you. But then yet again, you let Mongrel come back in your pants and be like, oh, Mongrel, besties again. So no fucking wonder this bitch fucking hates you. No wonder she wants to destroy your fucking life because you're a piece of garbage. Just like her.
Hold on. I do need to
I do need to insert this. You are unfortunately incorrect, Emmy.
Chinchilla, you have the pass to always do an Indian accent, okay?
Because after the first call, not the live one that we had, the first call, where Rosa got put in her place, Mongrel rushed to her side to comfort her from the big, mean, liar bully who's harassing people on the internet because Mongrel has an axe to grind with us because we told her the truth about her life and she couldn't handle it. So, no, she doesn't hate this doofus. She's trying to comfort her. And this
But I thought she was a
moron-
victim of Necopon. Why the fuck?
Oh, yeah, that's an interesting thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't get
With
why
Mongrel, because with Mongrel, all that really matters is whether or not it suits her to side with whoever she doesn't like. And she's really mad at me. She has been caught trying to conspire with lolicons because she's that mad at me.
Holy shit,
That's
she's
who
at
Mongrel is.
Okay, I didn't know about
Mongrel
that.
is.
They apparently didn't know at this point that Mongrel dragged a couple of these users into a Discord server with that illegal image that Mongrel would then spread around Harley TVS's Discord server. As for the sexually harassing thing, Endo does repeatedly state that it's fake, that it didn't happen, and I understand the temptation. However, it did happen. Most people in the friend group saw. They were there when Mongrel dropped the joke about penetration, and they saw it before they got wind.
I don't care about this. Hold up, do you see notifications when there are clips of your stream? Sometimes I can see it in the live. I don't get notifications, but later on I check the live and I'll see, like, the clips and stuff, that people have made. So, very much appreciated.
That Necopon was a groomer. Once again, this does not excuse anything that Necopon does, and I have no sympathy for them being sexually harassed by Mystic Mongrel, but it did happen.
And I'm wondering, this big piece of evidence. When we sent that email, did you know about that email? Because the irony is that we sent Phantom Strider the same email on that same day. He got rid of Necopon in a couple hours. Phantom Strider actually did his job compared to y'all.
I was told directly in the last video, the emails, both emails, were sent out on November 5th, the same day as the thread, and it is the basis for 8 months. The tweet thread where they updated and noticed Necopon's video was on December 7th, to which I have to assume it was around the same time the video was uploaded. And as already established, Strider had Necopon's art still on his Twitter, and does to this day. This wasn't an obscure mystical fact that I had to go digging through DMs for. I literally just googled Phantom Strider, Necopon Twitter, and found it. Endo themselves claims that they had memory problems in the video itself, so that could be an explanation for all of this. But it just reveals another layer of this entire train wreck. I get the logic behind all of this. It sounds cathartic, beyond cathartic. Being able to yell at the one who hurt you severely, being able to rub that in their face. But Rosa is not Necopon, and shouting at Rosa does nothing. It's not justice. It's not even vengeance. By placing these two together...
It's stupid. Even yelling at anybody who's, again, done any thought or any research into this would know that yelling at the, you know, your alleged groomer or whatever generally doesn't give you, honestly, it doesn't give you closure. It doesn't. You know, that alleged groomer can gaslight you. They can make you feel like you wanted it, or make you feel like you deserved it, or make you feel like you didn't you weren't clear enough with them, and then you walk away. Most times, even if that doesn't happen, even if they say sorry's never enough. You walk away not feeling closure. It doesn't serve you to confront them. Why is Endo allowed to have memory issues, but Rosa definitely lied? I don't know. It's a good question.
Like this, it leads to re-traumatization, and it does over and over and over again as Lyo's enemies get a hold of this and drag Endo down with him. While Lyo Convoy maybe can withstand and tolerate 8 billion Lion Man bad videos, the vulnerable people who have attached themselves to him cannot. Intimidation is an incredibly useful tool when it comes to things like predator hunting, and Lyo Convoy has that down pat.
They'll never admit to it, and if they do, it's for them. Exactly. And no matter how many times they say sorry to you, it's never going to be enough for what you went through. If somebody abused you, if somebody hurt you, you know? So you have to kind of like learn to move on, you know? Learn to stop engaging.
Many people are intimidated by him. I'm not going to be like one of those idiots saying, Ergo can't do anything over a keyboard. No, I will fully state on record. I honestly find Lyle Convoy an intimidating individual.
Thank you, Cute Guts. I appreciate you guys for clipping. It helps me also know, like, what are good segments or good moments to highlight in streams and stuff. So, thank you. I very much appreciate it.
But intimidation is only one tool, and predator hunting is something that requires many. Most importantly, it requires a thorough understanding of mental illness, and exactly what being hurt like this does to a person, and which scenarios make the pain worse. Having Endo, someone who Nekopon hurt, try to explain to someone who aided Nekopon why what they did hurts sounds logical. It logically sounds like it could and would do something. It sounds like it could break through to Rosa, or at the very least make her feel shame and remorse. That's until you hear Rosa talk for just 10 minutes. By minute 10 of the first call, the only thing that I could think of is that Rosa shouldn't have been put in any of this to begin with. She should not have been a mod for Rebecca. I think we can all agree on that. But I think at this point we also have to agree that Rosa should not have been brought up on call. Rosa clearly does not have full awareness of what's going on. And I don't mean that as an insult, but an objective fact. In this 4-hour struggle session, at one point, Zayd Magenta comes in, and despite literally being insulted over and over again, being called every name in the book, talking to Endo, having her name rewritten to Rosa Let's Just Say, Rosa's demeanor completely changes here.
This is the moment you've been waiting for, isn't it? A chance to get at me because you think I'm some kind of evil that needs to be stopped? Well, here's your chance. Take a shot. Say whatever you want to say about me being a horrible person.
I still, to this day, cannot believe that Zayd is a real person.
Because I got a couple of questions. But hey, I'll let you have the first shot. Come at me.
Guys, I don't know how much more of this I can watch. It's awful. It's just like rewatching everything we've already been through. Let me fast forward. Does he call me dipshit anymore? I feel like it was just once, right?
No, I just make videos making my points clear on why I thought something was badly made, and I tried this horrible person.
God, this is so fucking painful.
Is the predator that set all of this up. Endo was given the impression that yelling, berating, asking this woman to dox herself, and all of this showcase doesn't even move the fucking needle. And that's without even talking about a reputational hit. Need I remind you about the Stardust shit? Honestly, that's why a lot of the story frustrates me so much. Nekopon is the predator that set all of this off. Nekopon is the core.
Cry more. Cry more.
The center of this black hole of misery. Due to Lyle Convoy's actions, this morphed to be about Rebecca Starlight, who kept a predator in her server for 8 months, along with her moderator. In between all of this, while Rebecca Starlight was clearly on Nekopon's side, she wasn't Ray Rance. She wasn't...
Did he watch it? Did it look like he watched it? Let's see.
Meanwhile, Endo was given the impression that yelling, berating, asking this woman to dox herself, and all of this showcase doesn't even move the fucking needle. And that's without even talking about a reputational hit. Need I
It doesn't look like he's watched it. There's no...
remind you about the Stardust shit. Honestly, that's why a lot of the story frustrates me so much. Nekopon is the predator that set all of this off. Nekopon is the core, the center of this black hole of misery. Due to Lyle Convoy's actions, this morphed to be about Rebecca Starlight, who kept a predator in her server for 8 months, along with her moderator. In between all of this, while Rebecca Starlight was clearly on Nekopon's side, she wasn't Ray Rance. She wasn't going to bat publicly for Nekopon. And then, because of this train wreck, the story becomes how Lyle Convoy yelled at a disabled woman for 4 hours. The plot is totally lost. So many people are making video after video after video, squeezing every dollar of AdSense out of the Rosa Ray Ramsey call. And I don't even know who
much AdSense you think we make off this? What the fuck?
who the fuck Nekopon is. They probably don't even know who the fuck Star Giant is. And that's ironic, isn't it? This is Star Giant's sin, absolutely. But she wasn't the one most gung-ho about it. Yet, it's her tent, the whole circus
What is this fucking still? It looks deranged. It looks like a fucking... This is so fucking funny, this still right here. To say
Blazin. Honestly, I'm sure a lot of people here are disappointed in this video seeing that Rebecca is merely a footnote. When it comes to predator hunting, reputation is everything. It's why Daft Peanut can't expose predators anymore. Everything you said about Cosmodor was absolutely accurate, but no one is going to believe anything Daft Peanut says, or care about it, because he's always going to be the guy who tried to pry into Ellis Mark's marriage, and that's all he'll ever be for the rest of his internet career. Lyle Convoy is always going to be the one who shouted at an epileptic for 4 hours. And terrible people know this, and terrible people are fully willing to take advantage of this. And this
terrible people.
another thing that I need to make absolutely clear. There's one pattern that I noticed talking to the victims of Rebecca Starlight and listening to them.
Canon events are the connections that bind our lives together.
Because how I met Rebecca was mostly through her Lily Orchard videos.
And my connection to Rebecca is I found her through her Lily Orchard videos back in like 2019.
Her and I, we didn't talk much. We mostly talked about like cartoons that we liked and despising the same YouTuber, that being Lily Orchard.
I'll be damned if history repeats itself. So I'm gonna nip this in the bud right now. Lyle Convoy has done a lot worthy of criticism. I cannot abide by his actions, but through his actions, he has made many terrible enemies, terrible people who hate him, and this fact alone is causing a lot of pain. These are people like Omnia or Akumu, who are absolutely clout chasers. They are people like Kumo, who got a teenage girl to cut his name into her leg. They are people like Coyote Lovely, who flirted with a zoophile for over 2 months. They are people like Mystic Mongrel. They are people like Stardust, who outright mocks grooming victims. Not just
outright mocks grooming victims. Oh my god.
Questions their story, but outright mocks them. They are people
I mock the fucking lying.
like Hopeless Peaches, who is hopelessly deranged. And I'm sure that a lot of people want to hear people bitch about Lyle Convoy. What I'm terrified of is vulnerable people falling into
let me just say one thing, okay? I'm a victim of sexual assault, okay? And varying degrees, okay? In person, you know, varying degrees. Like, one of them, I thought I was going to die. Why the fuck would I be mocking a grooming victim for getting groomed? I'm not mocking the grooming victim for getting groomed. I'm mocking the grooming victim because they are not innocent in this. They are not innocent. You have to take responsibility for your shit. No matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you're a victim. Fucked up. Parents should stop giving their mentally deficient children cartoons and Discord access. I agree with that as well. Fucking, like, you don't stop being an adult with agency the moment you become the victim of something. You're allowed to be a little traumatized for a few years, but then I mean, even for a few years is kind of pushing it. You're allowed to be traumatized for a little bit, but you still, even while traumatized, no, you can be traumatized as long as you want. But, you know, you can be traumatized for as long as you want, but even if you're traumatized, you still take responsibility for your shit. I'm sorry. It's just the way it is, you know? You have to own your shit. You can't use your trauma to, exactly. You shouldn't use your trauma to make excuses for your actions, yeah. Don't use it as an excuse to be an asshole, exactly. You're allowed to be a little melodramatic for a few years. You're allowed to be traumatized however long you're traumatized. But you don't get to be a fucking asshole for the rest of your life. It's not a get out of jail free card, and I'm tired of people treating it like it is.
clutches of any of these deranged psychopaths because of a mutual hatred of Lyle Convoy. Because apparently hating the right guy tends to give people a lot of passes. Ray Rance was just the guy who made videos shit-talking Rebecca, and Rebecca was just the girl making videos shit-talking on Lily Orchard. And Lyle himself can't be the one to make this known. The people who are still close to Lyle have to make this known. Because no one is going to believe Lyle at this point. He could say they're deranged all he wants.
Sorry, I didn't mean to say traumatized. I think I meant to be, like, melodramatic. You could be melodramatic for quite a few years. Like, as a result of that trauma, you know? You can be traumatized your entire life, you know? But you still take responsibility for your actions. And yeah, we're all allowed to be a bit cringe, a bit melodramatic for a bit after that too, you know? So, and I try to like extend some grace to people who are being melodramatic because, you know, it just like, I think it's just like instinct. I'm not really sure. But yeah, you can't live in that forever, you know? So.
Provide evidence all he wants. But reputation is everything. And that's another worry, because some people who orbit around Lyle aren't very sane themselves. Back in March, after the Rosa Ray Ramsey call was originally leaked, Call Me Nil tried to stop all the drama by ending her life on a live stream. Lyle Convoy did get her the medical intervention that she needed. She is still alive to this day, because of Lyle Convoy. And now this person that Lyle Convoy, once upon a time, trusted to get involved with predator hunting, this person who is not mentally capable of predator hunting, is leaking shit constantly. That's causing a lot of fucking pain. Leaking shit that Nil should not have. Like, there's this video that's just Dar talking to Rebecca. Nil has this. I don't know where she got it. Nil has this video about Ray Rance bitching at Rebecca's victim that was deleted years ago. Also, Nil is now in talks with Mongrel. Dar's call causes her stress to this day, even though it hasn't been leaked, because there's a chance that some dipshit out there is going to leak it, hurt her, just to fucking get at Lyle Convoy. And there are more egregious errors. In my Rebecca video back in March, I did state the name of one of Nekopon's victims. If all goes well, I should have edited that name out by the time you see this, because you see, no one in Lyle's camp told me, or other investigators, that this person wanted to—
Other investigators. To this day, I fucking hate online predator hunters because most of the time, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They don't.
Remain anonymous. Endo themselves says this name a lot, but this person wants to remain as anonymous as possible, and considering what they've been through, I can understand that. But this is a criticism for both Endo and Lyle Convoy. There is a chance that Lyle Convoy didn't know that this victim wanted to be anonymous. But considering that he's been investigating Nekopon for over a year, this—
Investigating in quotation marks, by the way.
Simple fact should have been known and repeated and told to any of the investigators. Someone on staff.
Investigators in quotation marks as well, okay? None of these people are qualified. None of them. Not a single one. So I'm tweeting this out. Hey, real Mr. Enter, dipshit here. I think we should talk. What you're doing is incredibly slimy. One thing to cover content, but to smear the people who put in countless weeks, months, even years for this as terrible people, this might be a little too wordy. I'm just gonna delete this whole part and let the video speak for itself. It's disgusting. It's super transparent what he's doing. Mr. Enter knows that he is irrelevant, knows that nobody cares about what he does anymore. So he decides to swoop in, leech off of the work that countless smaller creators have done, like Akumu. Why am I glitching so much in this? Am I glitching on Twitch? Well, like Akumu, like Enla, like Gilded, and many, many others. Then trash those content creators who did all the legwork and try to suck up all the good boy points. It's disgusting. Exactly. Phoenix Rising idiots use cybertip to report predators. Stop with the phony hero act. If enter blocks you, he's bitch made. True. I did predator hunting, I reported them to FBI or other authorities, and now they are in jail, but I didn't make content out of it. Yeah, I think it's super shitty to make content out of it unless you are currently working with law enforcement and you are doing, you know, you're like, you are involving law enforcement and you're doing the proper things like going to the cyber tip line with the NECMEC and doing it. Unless you're doing that, you're probably causing more harm. Hope Pop Bean says, thank you for the $10 super chat. I grew up watching some of the people involved, and it's crazy to see how much of losers they've always been. It's art fight, and your content is helping me lock in. Thank you for the entertaining shit. Yeah, no problem. I'm glad you guys didn't leave over me talking about Lio convoys hypothetically in prison, going hunting for his fucking essence. Okay.
Should have let me or lazy bedhead know.
The police stopped taking Lio seriously because he used to call them all the time. Yeah, use the fucking cyber tip line on NECMEC, NCMEC, and then you go to their website and they have a cyber tip line. That is what you use. Yeah, anybody who's actually seriously doing this is not making content out of it. You're working with law enforcement actively, and they are the ones who are, you know, making sure that you are doing everything in line, you know? If you're not making content out of it, like, I feel like making content out of it is also glorifying it, and you're going to get a bunch of kids interested in that, and they're going to start putting themselves in danger. Here, I will link the cyber tip line, okay? Second. Okay, here's the Center for Missing and Exploited Kids. You can go there and you can find the tip line. There's also just like an online tip form as well. So, but at the very top, you can see make a cyber tip line report. So. I fell asleep and woke up and got jump scared by a banana Stardust. I just wanted to be in banana mode for this guy.
Know about this, but if there's anything that makes me write off Lio Convoy completely, it's this. I was pulled into a group chat with several other members in regards to the Necopon investigation. We had to make a difficult decision and do something incredibly important. Lio was the only one who could actually do the action for reasons that I can't go into here. But everyone voted and asked Lio to do something. This thing was important. Lio disagreed with our decision, but he did promise to abide by the group decision over the weekend. That important thing was never done. He instead took the weekend to get into a shouting match with Kumo. An update was asked in the group chat on June 18th, and as of the 25th, no account in that group chat has spoken. And if you're wondering, this is something that I can easily infer has not been done. I can't say exactly what Lio was asked to do, for reasons that Lio himself knows, but we both know exactly how important it was to do, and it properly informs me of what Lio values. I'm not going to be one of those people that says that Lio is the same person that he was in the Rosa calls, because I know for a fact that he's not. He's a lot calmer in the Rebecca call for one, and I've spoken to him personally when he has a lot of a calmer demeanor, and it's clear that the events of this year in particular have affected him greatly. But this experience has told me that he still has a lot of growth left to do.
Okay, is there anything else here? I think I'm done with this video. Damn, it's been 3 hours already. I wanted to go over the Brad Taste in Music stuff, but we might have to save that for, like, tomorrow. And then we'll watch Kumo's debate with Lio as well tomorrow. You know? I'm tired. I don't know. Do I want to keep going, though? What do you guys think? Let me turn off the banana filter, though. For real, for real. Let me see. I mean... Yeah, we've got Brad Taste in Music. We could go over that. God, what a fucking idiot, you know? I'm gaming and need background noise. Go, go, go. Darcy rants about the internet all the time now and goes on and on and on all the time about how awful the internet is. It's not the internet, it's just human beings. Human beings are fucking terrible. Keep going? Okay. Alright. Let's see. I should do another Lio bit. Just a second. Just a second. Give me your essence! Give it to me! I have the essence stick. Don't speak! I have it! I have the essence stick! I have the essence stick. Quick! Give me your stick! Give me your essence stick! I need your essence! Quickly! Give him the stick! Don't give him the stick! Give him the stick! Don't give him the stick! I will steal your essence. I will steal your essence! I don't know why everybody's running away from me. I just want to, I just want your essence. I just want to... Quick, give me your dick! Stop screaming. Why are you guys screaming? The fuck? Okay, I'm done with that bit. I hope you guys like that. Okay. I just screamed IRL OMG. I'm just too entertained by that. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I'm so entertained. I just think it's the funniest thing. People would pay good money to get their essence stolen. Go, 8 more minutes to host Worst of the Internet. Oh, true. True. Worst of the Internet is coming on shortly. By the way, guys, remember, I have a sponsorship now with Marvel Strike Force. So you guys should download the game. It only counts if you download on mobile, though. You have to download on your phone, and you have to play Marvel Strike Force. Okay? Exclamation Marvel in the chat. Okay? And you can help me make money. It's a completely free way for you to help me make money. So do it on your phone. Type Marvel, exclamation Marvel on your phone into the chat. Okay? Either you can save the code that's there, the discount code. Not discount code. What is it? It's just a code. Let me see. Use the code. And it'll attribute it to me. Okay? Or you can click the link. But do it on your phone. Okay? My voice is tired, so I do want to take a break. I do kind of want to end, and I also have some other work to do. And I want to watch this Tyler, the Creator video. One day we'll watch this on stream together, actually, because I'm obsessed with Tyler, the Creator. But I do have some work to do, so I'm going to raid into Worst of the Internet, because my voice is tired. So, I love you guys very much. Don't go anywhere. Worst. Where is he? Is he live yet? Is it Cake Gate 2? Is that what it's titled? This is my first Stardust stream, yes. Bye. Thank you guys. I hope you guys had fun. I love you guys a lot, okay? Yes, Cake Gate 2. Okay. We're going to Worst of the Internet, Cake Gate 2. Okay. Go give him some good vibes, okay? He's very funny. You'll like him, okay? And he covers internet drama too. It's just a different sphere. So, maybe one day he can... Oh, true. Please like the stream as well, okay? Maybe one day he can explain that drama to me. All right. Bye, guys! I love you!